We come to this place for magic. We listen to the Brown Boy Wonders podcast to laugh, to cry, to care. Because we need that. All of us. That indescribable feeling we get when we click the play button and we go somewhere we've never been before. Not just entertained, but somehow reborn together. Having dazzling guests on this great audio platform. Sound that I can feel. Somehow, heartbreak feels good in a place like this. Our heroes feel like the best parts of us, and stories feel perfect and powerful. Because here they are. Brown Boy Wonders Podcast. We make podcasting better.
Welcome to the holiday edition of the Brown Boy Wonder podcast. In this last fourth installment of our holiday rewatch, my guest and I are rewatching the motion picture Jingle All The Way. It's raining here. It's almost, that time, December 25th, December 24th is almost, I think I'm releasing this on Christmas Eve, but anyways, my first guest, he usually says to me, you know what? No one likes you, Booster.
You know what? Nobody likes you, Booster.
Skyler, how you doing, man?
How you doing, Booster? I'm doing good.
Good. How's your holiday season going?
I watched a lot of Christmas movies today, and now I kind of want to die.
That's not good. But my second guest here, he usually says, Jamie, let me talk to your mother. Daniel, how you doing, man?
I did actually. I have said that. That's true. That did happen. I'm doing good. It's the Crimbus time, and I've done almost nothing Christmassy other than watch the movies for this podcast.
Hey, I appreciate that. My last guest here, he usually says to me, I'm gonna deck your halls, bub.
I'm gonna deck your halls, bub.
Anthony, how you doing today?
Hey everyone, Merry Christmas. If you think that the song The Little Boy That Santa Claus Forgot is good whatsoever, you are horribly wrong. Thanks for having me on the show.
I'm so
course,
glad
man.
you said that.
Of course, man. Well, I'm glad you're having a great holiday season, guys. But I usually say, it's turbo time.
It's turbo time.
You
Anyways,
You said that at our high school graduation.
Did I?
Mhm.
You did. You sent me a video of you doing the Turbo Man shake.
Oh, right. I did. I did
And
that.
I can only assume you made your poor mother record it.
I gotta tell you,
yeah.
as someone who is just now watching Jingle All The Way for the first time, but has known Abrar for many years, there are so many things that I saw in this movie where I was like, that's Abrar. This is Abrar the movie.
This is
You
an
saw the
Abrar
source.
coded
This is
movie.
this is this is where Abrar's personality was taken from, distilled from.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I asked you guys about some trivia questions. I'm gonna go with Skyler. What is your trivia question?
All right. You said ask trivia about this movie.
Yeah.
And so I did painstaking research, and by that I mean I went to IMDb and went to the trivia and scrolled down until I saw one that I thought was fine, which is why I wanted to go first, because the odds are anyone else could have said this as well. So my trivia question that I'm assuming, is this just for you, Abrar? Do you answer this, or does anybody answer this?
I think I answer because I always ask you guys to answer, but I'm the one who has to answer. Yeah.
This is
All right.
Abrar's movie. We're turning the tables on him because this is his
That's
time
true.
to shine.
He's
Yeah.
our Jamie.
And if he gets any of this trivia wrong, we take over the podcast permanently. He has to leave.
Uh-oh.
Okay,
Loser
go
leaves
ahead.
podcast match.
All right.
Go ahead, man.
So Abrar, in the movie, when we get to the parade, Booster is played by Booger from Revenge of the Nerds, Curtis Armstrong.
Yeah,
Um,
correct.
But who was cast to play Booster before that?
Ooh.
Who was
Oh.
originally cast to be Booster in that scene, and then did not end up playing him in the film.
So I have two guys in mind.
Uh-huh.
The first guy, I don't think he was alive.
Okay.
But the second guy, I want to go with You're talking about Booster, right?
Booster. Nobody likes you, Booster.
I want to go with Danny DeVito.
No.
Too
Who was
small
the
for the
other guy?
costume.
The other guy was Joe Pesci. Pesci?
Joe. What do you mean? Joe Pesci's alive now. What are you talking
Oh, I'm
about?
sorry. Yeah, he is alive. I'm sorry. Yeah.
It was neither of those men. The answer is someone who is unfortunately no longer with us. Our
Oh.
homeboy Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh,
Oh.
wow.
That's interesting.
According to IMDb, which means this could just be wrong or a lie, but we're gonna treat it like it's fact.
So that's
Okay.
why they got a guy
Fair.
with another sort of iconic voice, where it's like
According
a
to the
scratchy, weird
Yeah.
voice.
according to the thing that I have saved here, it says the director instructed Curtis Armstrong to do a loose impression of Gottfried for his role, which I guess is just being himself.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was gonna
I
say
guess.
he did
Sense.
the same voice that he did in like Revenge of the Nerds or whatever, which I think is just his voice.
American.
Also, is
Dad.
he? Yeah, I was. That was gonna be my question. You answered it already.
Mhm.
I was gonna say, is he also Snot or whatever from
Yes, he is.
American Man?
Oh, interesting. Okay, I like that trivia, Skyler. I like that trivia. Daniel, what is your question?
So I don't actually have a question.
yeah,
It's
right.
just
Go ahead.
it's just a fact.
Yeah.
Because I was looking up the cast because I was like, do I know any of these people? Because it was one of those movies where a lot of people just like were in the background. And I was like, do I know that dude?
Mhm.
And it turns out the guy who plays Turbo Man in the like one scene at the beginning where Turbo Man is played by an actor who is not
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. The guy who plays him is Daniel Riordan, not to be confused with Rick Riordan, who wrote the Percy Jackson books. Anyway, he's the voice actor for Alduin in the Skyrim, in Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, which means the next time you play Skyrim, just keep in mind that the two main dragons in that are Turbo Man and Mario.
Yay!
Yay.
That's
I like
fun.
that. I like it. Okay, well, Anthony, do you have any question or do you have like a statement?
I can give my statement regarding the film. No, yeah, you had said something about bringing trivia question. I don't remember if this was brought up in the last episode or I don't remember. But in the last 5 minutes, I did come up with a trivia question for you.
Okay.
I guess every trivia question has to do with casting or something.
Correct.
So with this film, obviously taking a huge influence of the Power Rangers craze at the time, during the parade scene, the sort of demon team that comes out and attacks Arnold Schwarzenegger in the film, one of them is voiced by a Power Rangers actor that was a voice actor, amongst other things. Do you know who voiced that character?
Oh, wow. Okay, so I want to say
If you can't give me the actor's name, I'll take the character that he plays in Power Rangers, which is
okay.
obviously a hint because it's a he.
Okay, So I want to go with
I
top of
think
my
the
head.
only one that talks is a guy anyway.
Yeah.
Of the demon team.
choreography.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the line.
It's that line. So I think maybe I don't know his acting or voice range. I'm gonna go with TJ.
TJ?
Wait, you mean Selwyn Ward from Power Rangers Turbo? Is that who you're referring to?
Yeah.
Okay, that's that's a great Power Ranger, one of my personal favorites. No, I'm sorry, Alpha 5, aka Richard Horvitz, also the voice
Oh.
of Invader Zim, as well as Billy from Billy and Mandy, is uncredited in the role of the one speaking member of the Demon Team, which is very strange. But obviously, there's that Power Rangers
Well-
connection, him being in
Ah.
Power Rangers and this being a sort of parody of Power Rangers.
Wow. Okay. I actually never knew that. That's pretty cool.
Mhm.
All right. Well, I do have a statement and a no. I have. This is what I have. So,
Okay.
I have a question here, or a trivia question. What is the name of Sinbad's neighbor in the movie?
Margaret.
Sinbad's neighbor.
Yeah,
Is this from- is this-
Myron's neighbor.
From one of his rants. I don't remember.
Any guesses?
No, as somebody who works in retail, I heard some entitled person outside a store go off on a tangent and stopped listening.
Oh, that's the best part.
Daniel plays Chris Parnell in the film.
Wait, which who is he?
He's the guy with the wheezy laugh when they tell him that he's looking for Turbo Man.
They're looking for Turbo Man.
That one.
Great.
But the neighbor's name is Scott Sherman. Scott Sherman.
Wow,
Okay.
incredible.
So that's cool.
My now just a question, not a trivia question, but if there was a live action Turbo Man movie, who should play Turbo Man?
You.
You sure?
No, he's got to be Booster.
Oh, that's sad.
Okay, who should play? Who should play him, or who would probably play him?
I think that's the same question, but yeah, go ahead. Any of them.
I'm feeling like if they made a Turbo Man movie, it would go. I'm not gonna say the meme answer. I think it would be Chris Hemsworth.
So Turbo Man, like based on the property Turbo Man, not a Jingle All The Way film.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
just a Turbo Man movie.
Okay.
Just if Turbo Man was big enough to become its own movie in real life, who would play him? And I say Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I was gonna go with Chris as well.
And no one will see it, just like nobody saw that Men in Black movie.
Men in Black 3? I saw it.
No, Men in Black, the one with not Will Smith, the other one.
Oh, the new
Chris
one.
Liam
Hemsworth
Neeson.
one.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one too.
You're telling
But,
me Lehman Nielsen's in that movie?
Yeah. 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 I also go with Chris Hemsworth as well. There's another. Someone said like Chris Pine.
No. Hang on. You cannot steal my answer.
I wouldn't do Chris Pine.
Why don't you like Chris Pine?
I like Chris Pine, which is why I wouldn't cast him as Turbo Man. I would cast him as somebody who like was more interesting. Because I feel like Turbo Man in a Turbo Man movie would just more than likely be just like the catchphrases or whatever, like he was in the TV show that we saw, where he doesn't really talk a whole lot other than being like, "I will always be here for you, Turbo Tower." I don't know whatever like he said.
Yeah.
If you're talking about Chris Pine, he might elevate it to the point where something that's not interesting becomes interesting, like
Possible.
him in both of the good and bad Wonder Woman movies.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe the answer that would I don't know if they would do well, but the one that they would probably go for would just be like some ripped guy, right? Like a
the guy that plays Master Chief,
no, maybe. No, he doesn't really have the chin for it.
or the guy that played Ivan Drago's son.
Who's that guy who just got like fan cast as Batman a bunch? Who he's Reacher?
Oh.
Like, he could probably do it.
Hawk
Alan,
from Titans or
Yeah.
Aquaman from Smallville.
Alan
Yeah.
Richardson?
He could be Superman.
He could do it. I'll cast him. I've actually grown to appreciate him. He was one of the better parts of the Titan show, a show that was bad. And I genuinely do think that he's a much better actor than he was the last time I saw him, which was in the early 2000s on Smallville. So
He was probably the best Ninja Turtles in that bad Ninja Turtles series.
Yeah,
which one
that's fair.
was he? Was he Michael?
He was Raph.
He played
Oh.
Raphael in the Michael Bay produced movies.
That kinda
He's a big
fits.
dude.
He's a very big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's scary. Yeah, I'd say go with him. Sure, why not?
All right, let's do it with that. Well, let's get into the cast for the Jingle All the Way. Of course, we got Arnold Schwarzenegger as Howard Langston, aka / Turbo Man.
You can say that name perfectly.
Yeah, that's. Let's see how far we can go. We're 1 for 1.
One for one, baby.
Sinbad. I don't know
an
his
easy
real
one.
name.
That's a softball.
What is
Sinbad
Sinbad's real
as Myron. Phil Hartman. I think he passed away a long time ago as Ted.
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
Rita Wilson. Tom Hanks' wife. Liz.
You have been practicing.
Thank you.
Rita
thank you.
Wilson looked incredibly familiar, and I did not know why.
Yeah, that's Tom Hanks' wife.
It's because she's in that one scene in That Thing You Do, and I know you love that movie, Daniel.
I don't even know what that movie is.
How dare you?
I'm sorry.
It's probably because she's got like the '90s haircut, like the Rachel from Friends haircut.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was one of the so I wasn't on the Santa Claus episode, but I did want to just roast the mom's haircut on that one.
Yeah, it did not look good.
The bangs and bob. It was never a good idea, and I don't know
Well,
why
let me
did
tell
it.
you, that haircut disappears in the sequel.
Yo,
Oh.
True. Unrecognizable.
She replaces it with a bag of McDonald's.
Okay. Well, now we're getting sidetracked. Let's.
We speak about a lot about Lloyd's, but we're talking about Jake Lloyd as Jamie Langston here. We got Robert Conrad as Officer Alexander Hummel.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
Now let's get into the cameos. We got Martin Mull as the Ponytail Man, aka the dad from, or I don't think it's the dad, but the guy from Sabrina Teenage Witch.
Colonel Mustard,
Yes, that's the
He's
guy.
in a lot of stuff.
Roseanne.
He was
he's
on
a lot.
Roseanne. Yeah.
We got Jim Belushi as Mall Santa.
Who worked with Arnold in Red Heat.
Yes, that's a good movie. We got the Big Show / Paul White as Giant Santa.
Yeah.
This was
96.
96. So was
was
he
in-
Big Show at this point?
No, he was Paul White.
He was still the Giant.
Yeah, it was still Paul White, the Giant in
Yeah,
WCW.
giant.
It's like right on the cusp of that, though, wouldn't it be?
Because
Yeah.
he went to
He went to the WWF 1999.
what pay-per-view is that where he came out from under the ring?
Ooh, I don't
Waterboy.
remember. Oh, he was Waterboy.
Yeah, 99. All right, it doesn't matter. Let's move on.
The other cameo is Chris Parnell, as you guys mentioned, as the toy store sales clerk, and we got Vernon Toyer as Mini Santa, aka Mini Me.
It was St. Valentine's Day Massacre in your house.
Oh, that's a good pay-per-view.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the
there
one
was
of a kind.
there was one
Well,
more
I'm gonna look at the
cameo
card.
that no one would ever notice because he was on screen for 0.25 seconds in a dumb costume. But the guy who played oh God, what's his name? The villain, the Turbo Man villain with the Mojo Jojo head.
Yeah. The Deminator.
I don't think that's right, but yeah, him.
Dementor.
Dementor, thank you.
Is it really Dementor like with
Yeah.
Harry Potter? Wow.
J.K. Rowling ripped it off.
Yeah, this was
my
first.
God. He in the movie from the beginning, not the guy who was playing him in the parade, was
Yeah,
Richard
Sid-
Mole
Sinbad.
from Night Court.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is him.
He's only there for like 5 seconds. I don't even know. I don't remember if he says anything, but he's there.
How
No, he said,
embarrassing. I forgot Daniel was a big Night Court head.
I did watch all of Night Court. And it was on at work today. The reboot one.
Now,
I was like, oh my
did
God.
Did you put it on?
No, I looked up and screamed.
The reboot?
Yeah.
Did you turn it off?
No,
we were already closing, so
I would have turned it off on principle, and I would have found who turned it on, and I would have said, "Hey,
I think whatever
Get
sport
out.
game they were watching just finished, and it
get
changed
out of
to.
here."
I really don't pay attention to the TV at work. It doesn't matter.
Well, Jingle All The Way, 1996. What do you guys think the budget was for this film?
I mean, they made a parade.
Schwarzenegger and everything, so it's got to be decently high.
The amount of people that were in it alone.
Yeah, a lot of people there. A lot of extras in this movie.
a lot of big name cameos. I'm assuming the director knew them from stuff.
I'm gonna say 60 million, and I don't have any rubric for whether or not that's a lot.
Okay, 60 million there. Anyone else?
I'm gonna say 61 million.
How
Ooh.
dare?
Okay, we got 60 and 61 and
75 million.
whoa! That you're on the buzzer. It is 75 million.
Hey, look at that. I know Schwarzenegger's cost for a film.
But
That was just him.
But I was closer than Daniel was.
How
so.
dare you?
That is true.
How dare?
But now the real question: the box office. What do you guys think about the box office for this film?
My instinct is to say that this is a movie that did not do well originally, but then became kind of a cult classic.
Sure.
It is a late 90s Arnold comedy vehicle, which famously didn't do super well. And critically, this movie is like hated for
Really?
understandable reasons.
It-
So yeah, this is probably like $100 million box office, somewhere around there.
Okay, we got 100 million. Anyone else?
Oh man,
101 million.
this guy. Sorry, you said the budget was 75. I'll say
75.
the I don't know, 125. I'll say they made like 2/3 of it back in profit.
Okay, well, the answer is 129.8 million.
Damn, there you go.
So it did okay, I guess. I don't know. It's like a barely passing grade.
Yeah, well, because we have to. Isn't the rule like you double the budget,
Yeah.
and then that's what they did on the advertisement? I don't know how much they would have advertised this, to be fair, but it did have a lot of big name people in it, so maybe.
So
I
it
mean,
probably didn't do very well from those numbers.
they
Yeah.
did like what merchandise, like Turbo Man action figure sales.
Oh, did they sell those?
Yeah.
Well,
They could have made money back on some merchandising stuff. I guess that's maybe.
Yeah.
That's what saved Black Adam, right?
If you ask some
Well,
people, and some people I mean The Rock, then yeah.
well, now we're gonna get into
I'll,
before we get into the
I'll
spoilers.
say really quick. We're talking about how obviously it didn't do super great box office wise, but critically it was kind of hated. I feel like this movie is starting to. I don't want to say get its flowers because does it deserve those flowers per se? I mean, I love it, but I've seen more and more, specifically this year, people are like, "Yeah, this movie's dumb, but I like it."
I do see a lot of that. I see the movies on like TNT, TBS is on TV a lot, so I'm guessing people are liking it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it's what like over 20 years old, I guess, at this point. So
Yeah,
it's in that sort of vintage, sort of nostalgia area, which is understandable.
for sure. But now, your thoughts, guys. What do you guys thought about this movie after rewatching it or watching it for the first time?
Should I go first?
Yes,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
want to hear Daniel first.
Daniel, you have not seen this film. I want to
No.
know what you thought about this.
Yeah,
movie.
I've never seen this movie before. I do very much enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun to watch. I also don't think it's a very good movie. You know what I
Oh.
mean?
That's
I
the
think,
'90s.
I think if you looked at it objectively and you were like if I was putting on my my critic hat, I'd be like, yeah, no, this is like a I don't know, like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. But
Your critic hat and your critic tie and your critic blazer.
yeah,
critic
if I
glasses.
was what was it, Siskel and Ebert? If I
That's
was
not who I
either
was referencing.
I don't. Yeah. I went to a better direction. Then yeah, I would be like, no, this is not a very good movie. It's not paced very well, and it does have a lot of cliches of just like this is what a Christmas movie is. Of like, oh, dad is busy at work and he didn't do the like. It's all the tropes.
Right.
But I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it. I think it's really funny. There's some parts of it that I don't think are great. Like I've never really thought that Arnold is a good actor, and I don't think that's a hot take. I just don't think that he like does a particularly great job. Like the big emotional moment of this is when he's like, "Who would know better? I'm your father," and it's like or whatever he says.
Yeah.
And that like just didn't really hit, and it's pretty much entirely on him for that one.
Well, it's because Arnold, especially this time period, he's not an actor. He's a movie star, and it's up to the director or the movie itself to get something good out of him. Like they utilize him in Terminator perfectly because he doesn't talk.
Yeah, he gets his butt out that time.
Talks a lot more in T2, and that's the better movie, but that's besides the point. Yeah, so him being like, I think this movie, as far as using Arnold, they're just like, well, this is a silly movie, so we don't care. We're not going to explain why this Austrian man has this American family. We don't care.
Oh, it's a reveal! What a big reveal that Turbo Man is my father, the only other Austrian man in this town,
the only man on Earth built like that. Yeah.
But no, is it a good movie? No, like absolutely not. Did I have a lot of fun with it? 100%. Yeah, it's so much fun. Like I liked the big dumb fight with all the Santas. I liked Ted being just the absolute fucking worst. Like there's a lot of really funny things, and like I said, I think maybe I'm also slightly biased on it a little, like just because there are so many aspects of like things that other people would have probably looked at and been like, "That's just stupid," and I was like, "That's Abrar. That is my friend Abrar doing that stupid dance on the parade or whatever."
Okay.
Because I've seen you do that 4,000 times and thought you were just being a little goober. Like I had no idea that you had ripped that from this movie that is your life and soul.
Does that not make you resent Abrar a little, knowing that he's completely unoriginal?
No more than usual. But no, it's I had a lot of fun watching it. I don't think it's gonna like break into my pantheon of favorite Christmas movies or anything, you know. But I don't regret having watched it like I did Jack Frost. So it's definitely better than that.
Yeah. Speaking of that really quick, I do want to just mention this, get this out of the way. So bro, the movies that you and I watched, the 4 movies, and then our friends here jumped in on the end, were Santa Claus, Jack Frost, Home Alone, and now Jingle All the Way. All of which have children not like disagreeing with their parents.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, Home Alone is different because the kid is the main star and it's written better. But you know, Santa Claus, Jack Frost, and this all have the father failing to connect with their son, and we got it. That's where the movie goes, right?
Right.
So what I want to do is I want to rank the kids.
Okay.
Oh,
God.
all right.
So if we include Kevin, because from Home Alone, if we include little McClunky Culkin, we've got the 4. So there was Charlie from the Santa Claus,
Yeah.
the kid from Jack Frost. I don't even remember his name.
There's also Charlie.
Was it really?
Yeah.
I don't believe you. I watched that movie and I don't believe you.
It's Charlie.
There's Kevin from Home Alone, and there's oh my god, that kid's name was Charlie. and there's Jamie from Jingle All the Way.
Jamie.
Who of these 4 is the biggest piece of shit kid?
Oh.
Mm.
So the big piece of shit kid is the guy.
Oh,
the
watch
kid.
your language, bro.
Oh,
Whoa.
sorry. Excuse me. The big piece of turd is
Thank you.
Jack Frost, Charlie's.
I agree. I think
second-
he is.
Yeah.
I think he sucks the most because as we talked about on that episode, Michael Keaton, Jack Frost is like, "Oh, son, I love you. Take my precious harmonica, and I want to be with you, but I do gotta go work." And then he goes to work, and he's like, "I hate you, Dad. You don't have time." It's like, I just spent all day with you. We went out at midnight and built a snowman together, and then he dies.
Yeah, but he
very
only
ungrateful.
died because he decided to turn around and come home. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
the
if he,
kid's
had,
fault.
if he had just said "fuck them kids," he would have been both rich and alive. So
And then at the end of the movie, he's like, "I'm little Michael Keaton ghost. I need to go to heaven now, my son." He's like, "No, Dad, do not leave, kid. You get out of here. You fucking suck."
Yeah, it's him. Number 1. Number 2 is I'll go with this Jamie maybe.
Yeah, I personally agree. I think Jamie also sucks.
Yeah.
I think I would put Kevin in there because like the whole point of the first half of the movie is that he sucks. You know
But
what I mean?
then
He learned a lesson.
He gets better, yeah, for sure. But like the whole point of the beginning of the movie is that he's bad. Whereas Jamie is just like kind of a brat in the like Anakin Skywalker way.
Jamie doesn't learn a lesson.
Yeah.
Jamie does not learn a lesson. And another thing I'll say is like, sure, Kevin's an asshole, but his whole family are assholes.
Yeah.
It's true.
They all
That
suck.
is true.
Like a lot of the shit, even in Home Alone 2, which we didn't talk about, and I guess technically doesn't count for my question, but like the reason everyone gets mad at Kevin, not his fucking fault.
That is true. That is true.
I don't remember Home Alone 2 very well.
It
I
was
remember they're in
Buzz's
New York.
Yeah. So if we're saying that Jamie and Kevin are interchangeable in the 2 and 3 spot, that's fine. But I think Charlie is definitely the least terrible kid.
Yeah, Charlie
Yeah.
from Santa Claus. He's okay.
Yeah.
I find it hard to not like include his character growth in Santa Claus 2 as well. Because I think he does some cool stuff in there.
He
like
kind of
the-
gets a little.
He does some cool
Way to-
stuff
way to
in
be a
the
cool
Santa
dude.
Claus
You
2.
mean graffiti?
I love
Yeah.
the graffiti. I love that he. Well, I really like the scene where he's like, "My dad does the coolest thing, and I can't tell anybody." I think that's a really good bit.
His pro-Christmas, anti-capitalist graffiti. That is pretty
Yeah.
badass.
In the world of a Santa Claus movie, like hell yeah, way to go, Santa
And
Banksy.
he becomes like an action hero. He's like sliding down ropes and saving elves.
True. He
Oh,
does also break Santa Claus out of prison, which is, I mean, we got to say that's something.
Oh yeah. All right.
Well, for this Jingle All The Way movie, the reason why I love this movie, there's 2 things.
Arnold
So-
Schwarzenegger.
Yes, Arnold Schwarzenegger, my all-time favorite actor, top 5, probably top 3 favorite actor.
Mhm.
I love him. And then, of course, I love Christmas movies. I love the spirit of Christmas, even though I don't celebrate it. But
Yeah.
I love Christmas movies. So it has those 2 things together, intertwined. If you put me in a island and you told me which 3 movies do you want to pick, I'm gonna pick The Dark Knight.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna pick Logan,
Okay.
and I'm gonna pick Jingle All The Way.
I would have gotten 2 out of the 3.
Yeah, I
Oh,
probably wouldn't have said Logan.
I wouldn't have guessed Logan for you.
maybe Days of Future Past, Logan. They're interchangeable,
late.
but
Too
ah,
late. You're stuck with Logan now. You're
well,
already on the island.
okay. Well, that's why Jingle All The Way is my favorite. I think Anthony Skyler, what were your thoughts on rewatching this?
So for every movie we've watched through this month, I've said, well, with the exception of Jack Frost, which was kind of bad, and I was like, it was my first time watching it. All the other 3 movies, I've said the same thing. Like, yeah, I watch this every year. We happened to pick 3 of the movies that are like my top ones to watch every year.
Mm-hmm.
They're the most entertaining. They're the most like fun to like, even if you just put them on in the background or if you just sit down and actually pay attention. Like, they're entertaining movies. Like, even if they're stupid, they're still really fun.
Yeah.
And this is one of my favorites.
Same here, Anthony.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Uh,
And I liked it.
I watched a lot of Jingle All the Way as a kid, so it definitely holds a special place in my heart. I guess part of that was probably due to the whole superhero nature of it all.
Mhm.
But I think it really does. It's more of a high octane sort of slapstick comedy at times, and I think a lot of the sort of Christmas feel good stuff is pretty superficial, but I think it's hard to kinda deny that a lot of Christmas stuff can be superficial, so if you just sort of watch it as, like, a fun romp, I think that really helps in the enjoyment of it all. So, I think that's partially why, a lot of us enjoy it, I think even the way Daniel described it as someone who
Yeah.
hadn't seen it, it's like, well, he grew up in the '90s, so he sort of almost has a '90s nostalgia for something he didn't even see but lived through.
I
Uh,
have secondhand nostalgia through knowing Abrar.
yeah, like it's just that sort of infectious feel to it. It's just it's a lot of it is quotable and iconic, and I think a lot of that comes from the casting of people like Sinbad, where you've got a stand-up comedian that can
Yeah.
deliver every line like it's the funniest line in his mind, and some of them really are, and maybe some of them aren't. But yeah, I think it's just countless levels of let's just go full tilt. I mean, you combine that with like Phil Hartman, who is legitimately or was one of the funniest people ever, whether
Mhm.
that's like on The Simpsons or his own stand up. Like it's just got a lot of the right pieces in a more kind of I guess, like, nonsense way. I guess we had talked about it with Home Alone, how much of that was, like, a truly successful take at, like, a Christmas classic. This one is more so just like a comedy classic with Christmas layered over it, because it's a lot more cynical, it's a lot more mean-spirited, but I guess
Mhm.
that's what adds to the comedy.
For sure, man. For sure. Well, since we gave our thoughts, now it's time to get into the movie. Spoiler alert for those who are watching or listening. If you have not watched the movie, stop right now. Hold your horses. Go on one of the streaming platforms and watch Jingle All the Way, and come back here and then listen to us. All right. So the movie starts with Jamie. Jamie is enjoying his Turbo Man TV show while the workaholic dad, Howard Langston, is working during this Christmas party selling mattresses. What are your guys' thoughts on this one? You're my number one customer.
You're my number one customer.
That's so funny.
Liz. That's great. It's iconic, right? You show that perfect workaholic dad. He's got this Christmas party. It's a bit more bumping and raunchier than say like the Santa Claus Christmas
Yep.
party. That one's a bit more of a professional sort of office get together. Even though
The,
there was that guy dressed as Santa,
he
Yeah,
had
the
his
was
life.
secretary on his lap.
the
On his lap,
secretary on
yeah.
his lap. But you just get the vibe of this one that there's a lot more less rapey sex and just more casual sex. And that's what you need.
Uh, okay.
Okay, all right.
uh,
Is he a mattress salesman?
he
I think
is.
so. He said something about king size, and unless he's talking about candy bars, I think is.
No, he's a
But
mattress. Yeah. It's a
He's king
salesman.
sized.
okay. So don't get me wrong. As I'll reveal when we get a little further into the plot, I'm very much on Arnold's side as far as him. Like if someone's working, can't be mad at them for missing something. Like genuinely working. Like, come on. I'm sorry. I know I work all the time. You're welcome for going to college. But uh, a mattress salesman? Like he's
Yeah.
working during a party. How busy are mattress salesmen?
Right.
People gotta sleep.
People gotta say, I don't know about you guys. I got my mattress already.
Well, maybe I'm thinking too much about this because it literally doesn't matter to the movie at all. But the fact that he was like, "You're my number one customer," and he was like talking about basically selling multiple mattresses at a time does make me think that he's probably like a distributor, right? So he's selling to like mattress stores or hotels or something.
You're using big business brain.
So
that makes sense.
He's
Yeah.
putting it before his family. He says it to his wife because he's on autopilot. And it's like, you're not
Yeah.
listening to us. That's what it comes down to. No matter how successful or how important the job is, it's Christmas and he's not listening to the family. He's not listening to his son or his wife or his funny, sexy neighbor, and it's going to cost him.
Well, yeah, so Liz called him, and asking like, "Where the hell are you, bro?" And Howard was like, "I'm gonna make it. Don't worry, I'm gonna make it." And we cut to see Jamie's karate ceremony, looking like a boss. He's doing his karate moves.
Yeah, poorly.
He's like what?
He did
7 or
like
something?
2 moves and he did them both wrong.
He's too old to begin the training. I don't know what to tell you.
You see Liz and Ted, on the stands, and there are a lot of women surrounding Ted. They're asking like, "Hey, can you fix my appliances at home?"
I don't get that, by the way. If I
No.
can just talk shit on Ted for a minute, I
No,
don't understand how did he pay these women to flirt with him in front
No,
of Liz?
because it's funny.
Well,
Oh,
no,
he's
I
a-
get that.
It's funny that Phil Hartman is the sexiest man alive in this universe.
he's the bachelor. Everyone wants him.
If you sounded like Troy McClure, you'd probably be the sexiest man alive too.
Divorce did wonders for my dad.
It did.
That was my favorite line of the movie.
Well, you see Howard rushing to the ceremony. So he hopped on, got in his car, was hopping on, he was in traffic, and then he was like, "You know what? Let me get on the side of the road." So he went on this roadside assistance lane, starts jetting. Then a motorcycle cop came up to him and pulled him over. And Howard says, "Dude, I'm late for my son's karate class." And the cop is like gaslighting him, saying like, "Oh, I should not. What do you say?" He said like,
I don't think he was gaslighting
He-
him.
He wasn't gaslighting him. He was like mocking him though, because he was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'll make sure to go fast then."
Yeah,
When it was like, "You just broke the law, dude."
the last thing I would want to do is disappoint a private citizen or something like that.
yeah, something like that. So he's being, kind of in the way. So Howard got out of the car and starts to recite the alphabets A, B, C. The cop says
Backwards.
Yeah. Can you guys do that?
No,
No,
and I think cops know that because I don't know if they ever did it, but I know they don't do it now.
no.
Hmm.
There's a lot of stuff about the drinking and driving tests that you see in movies and stuff where it's just like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. You must be drunk. Like, no, dude, I'm clumsy and really stupid.
I can do it. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Well, we cut to see Jamie winning his purple belt. He's being very happy, but
No. Let's talk about that for a second.
yeah.
I know he's a kid, he's a child, and
Yeah.
like if your dad doesn't come to your t-ball game that you lost, then you're gonna be sad, right? I get that.
Yeah.
But dude, purple belt is the 3rd fucking belt.
It is.
Like, you are not high on the list.
But maybe this is
Calm
the 3rd
down.
time he hasn't shown up, Like, this is just yet again, no matter what he does, he's not
You have
showing
to
up.
sign up to get the yellow.
He definitely was. He was at least one of them, because when they're talking later on the bed, he's like, "You weren't there for this one." He's like, "I was there for that one." I forget what color, because I
Oh,
didn't
I think
it
he
was
says
gonna come
green,
up.
but that's out of order.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
I'm
So he
not gonna
lied.
pretend to know.
He went to a different
karate
kid's
colors.
karate tournament.
Oh.
Well,
He went to Ted's kids.
if I was in my karate class in middle school, it was an elective. So it went from white, yellow, purple, green, blue, red, and black.
Is it the same as like when you do the recorder? Did you guys have that when you were like doing recorder classes and they tied little strings on it? I had that in mine in elementary
Nah.
school.
And they
My
like
school
yank
made
them
us play
away.
violin.
Golly, wow, that's fucked up.
Yeah. No one was good at it.
I never did any of this shit in any of the schools I ever went to. I don't know.
I'm gonna go back.
No, it's okay.
Go back to elementary school.
Well, Howard reaches to the gym, the ceremony, and he said, he looks at an empty gym. He said, "I didn't make it."
I didn't make it.
I feel
So
like, I mean,
go
obviously
ahead.
it's a movie. It's gonna be the answer to basically all my complaints of this movie. But like, he had to have known. It had to have been like they were
All the
already
lights
cleaning
were
up.
off and all the
Yeah.
cars were gone.
Also, he was in a
And he-
school. Did they still let him in?
He had to break down the door to get in.
He smashed the glass door. He's like, "Come on!"
And he
Yeah.
really
The
thought he
janitor
was
went,
still gonna
"Help!"
make it. He drove the car through the door like in Terminator.
Yeah, that's what he did. So he comes home and his neighbor Ted is on the roof, and Howard says, "Ted, what the hell are you doing on my roof?" Ted is trying to show a little cheer around the neighborhood.
Sure he
Um,
is.
He is, and Howard thinks like, "Oh, how thoughtful." So he gets home, and he confronts Jamie and Liz for missing the karate ceremony. And Jamie, boy, oh boy, he is pissed off. You see him marching to his room. Arnold trying to calm him down, and then uh,
Can we talk
you
about
s-
the room? His awesome room that he has with the
yes,
No, with the-
giant Captain America mural on the wall. Holy
His
hell.
His Fantastic Four sheets.
yeah,
This kid's got it all.
he
He's got it all because his dad works all the time. He's got all the money.
that makes sense.
What'd
You
that
see-
mattress look like, though?
Probably
Mm.
dirty.
Well, Arnold does he tried his best to do his Karate Man impression.
Oh, did he now? His Karate Man.
What does that mean?
So he did.
really cool.
Yeah,
If you watch this movie on Disney Plus, does it give you the warning? Some scenes may be racially insensitive, like
no.
they do for the Aristocats.
Because
Oh,
he ties the belt around his forehead like he's fucking Naruto.
Yeah,
yeah. And he was like, "Oh,
it's not the most racist thing I've ever seen or anything, but it's definitely you could
It's
have
up
popped an
there.
eyebrow.
It's not
Like, Arnold,
great.
what are you doing?
Well, Howard resolves to redeem himself by fulfilling his Christmas wish for
I'm going
Turbo
to
Man.
buy my son's love.
Yes, pretty much.
Mhm.
And do you guys remember what Jamie said? He's the way he talked about his Turbo Man.
Well, first he said he didn't want anything, and then he listed every single thing about it, including the fact that batteries were not included.
Yeah,
that is a capitalist like brainwashed child.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ronald Reagan.
well, he said, if I want to quote, "I want the Turbo Man action figure with the arms and legs that move, and the boomerang shooter, and his rock and roller jetpack, and the realistic voice activator that says 5 different phrases, including 'It's turbo time.' Accessories sold separately, batteries not included."
So does that mean that it doesn't come with the boomerang thing?
I don't think so.
It's capable of shooting them once you buy them,
Uh-huh.
but it doesn't come with any of the projectiles.
I'm not
Am-
against being able to buy extras because a kid in the 90s is going to like shoot it into a bush and lose it.
It's gonna get lodged in his nose or cornea or
Yeah.
something.
Stick it in his eye. Yeah. But I don't he listed all these things. And also, is it really an action figure if it doesn't have arms and legs that move? Like, do you have to mention that?
I think,
Right?
Yeah, the articulation points were definitely big back in the day, especially if you're moving from like the old school Kenner Star Wars toys into the 90s. You want to mention the articulation points.
that makes sense. That makes sense. Well, once Howard promises that gift, he picks him up and he starts spinning him around, and he went wee. The
It's
next,
Very important detail. I'm glad you included it.
thank you.
That's a
thank
neat trick.
you. Well, despite Liz actually having asked him to buy 1 week or 2 weeks earlier, which Howard forgot about, Howard lied to Liz that he has the doll, and he does his impression of Turbo Man. He says he got his chest out. He says, "It's Turbo time." That's my
He was
favorite
just
part.
practicing.
Yeah, he was
He's
practicing.
practicing for later.
And then when he got into bed, and he was like, he gave that oh shit face. That's a haunting face, by the way.
Well, it's because they specifically keep a spotlight on him when all the lights turn off.
Yeah.
It's really funny.
It's such a good like sitcom shot.
Yeah, man. Well, the next morning, Howard lies to Liz that he's getting the DOLL from the office because my son cannot spell.
Yeah.
Well, even if he could, he'd be like,
Well,
it's not a fucking doll, Dad."
no, Jamie may not be able to spell. He's pretty stupid.
Yeah, I mean, oh, you
That's
see him
true.
having fun with the cereal.
I see you
He's
doing
having fun
that
with
too.
cereal.
Having fun with the cereal. No,
I
you're right.
see-
He definitely cannot spell
I
doll.
see you doing the same thing, Abrar, and I'm not saying one thing or another.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, he promised Jamie that he'll be at the Wintertainment Parade. First of all, what the hell is a Wintertainment Parade? Are they trying to combine Christmas and like Thanksgiving? Like, what is Wintertainment?
They couldn't afford Macy's, so they made up their
Yeah.
own thing.
I definitely had that as a kid though, where it's like I didn't really think about it too much, but when I became an older small child, I did have that moment of like, wait a minute, there's no Christmas parade. What are they talking about? So it's a bit strange.
Yeah, it's it's really funny too. I know this is jumping ahead to the end, but the fact that Turbo Man is the last float, not Santa Claus.
It's a big deal.
Turboman is the hottest toy in the country, man.
Oh boy, is
Yeah,
he?
he's the Tickle Me Elmo of 2000 whatever.
Listen, they were pushing Turbo Man that year, so that's why he's the main eventer. It's just how things were at the time. The next year, he's back to being a mid carder. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, he'll get a push again when we have to forget it that Chris Benoit exists.
Oh,
Oh,
whoa,
bleep that,
whoa,
bleep
whoa,
that,
whoa,
bleep that, bleep that,
Oh,
bleep
goodness.
that.
whoa, 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 whoa.
We'll get to Phil
Oh.
Hartman later. All right, chill.
Oh
Oh,
no!
bleep that,
Whoa,
bleep
whoa,
that,
whoa,
bleep
whoa,
that.
whoa, whoa.
Leave that. Get it out.
No,
of
make
here.
it louder. Make it louder.
No.
I'll keep it in,
Put an
but
echo on it.
I'll keep it in, but I'll give a parental advisory beginning of the episode.
You didn't even say what happened.
It's okay. Everyone knows. Everyone knows.
No, the B word is like one of those unforgivable curses.
Yeah.
So, well, before Howard sets out to buy the toy, he almost got bitten by Ted's reindeer, and the reindeer's name is Ted.
Must be something about you he doesn't like.
Do you think that what I'm going to refer to as Big Ted, do you think he like trained Little Ted to attack him based on like, I don't know, smell or something?
All right, so first off, I thought Big Ted was the reindeer, but
No.
now that I see what's happening now. Yes. Yes.
It
Well,
does. The fact that it's named Ted does set up for another one of the better jokes of this.
definitely.
Where,
Oh yes.
Anakin is like, "Mom's across the street petting Ted." And he's like, "What?"
Howard, where is he? Howard, he finds out that where am I? Yeah. So he finds out that every store is sold out, and he's in the process of developing a rivalry with his co-star Myron. So if you guys remember that scene where they're trying to wait before the store starts to open, that whole scene of him choking that lady, that was crazy.
Like Ezra Miller.
Oh,
Oh, bleep that, bleep that.
But I did read a thing when I was looking for trivia that said that he improvised a lot of his lines, and now I'm
Yeah.
wondering if he improvised choking that lady.
I'm sure he warned her first, or at least I would hope so.
Hey,
now
I'm gonna choke you out real fast. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great for TV.
we have all at one point or another worked some form of retail, have we not?
yeah.
Yeah.
We've all worked in a store. If you're the customer that walks up 2 minutes before opening and starts knocking on the thing saying, "Come on, it's only 2 minutes," fuck you.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like Arnold. I'm on your side. You're the main character here. I love you. You're funny in this movie, but fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone shows up 30 minutes after we open, like I'm rolling my eyes and like groaning. So yeah, 2 minutes before, that's the worst.
Someone walks in the store 6 hours before closing. I'm like, not this fucking guy.
Oh my god, you remember that? You know that feeling of like you're sitting in the store and you see like a car pull up before you open, and they're like waiting in there, and you're like, just go. We're not open. Pretend like think we're gonna be closed today. Just leave.
Yes.
Myron does this like whole spiel about like the toy cartel conspiracy. I think he's right about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
He was
I had no comment.
He was spitting facts.
Again,
Yeah,
I blacked out during his rant because I currently work retail, and I saw him out there, and I was like, he'll fucking if I don't look at him, he'll leave. He'll go away.
Well,
At the movie. You're like, oh
Yeah.
god, this is
Yeah,
real.
he'll go away. If I don't look at him, he won't know that we're open.
the store opens and pandemonium, man. Black Friday. It reminds me of like Black Friday sales. I think this is best portrayal of a Black Friday type of movie. I don't know about you guys, but
Well, I mean, this kind of thing we've seen in a lot of movies, both after and probably before this. Just yeah, customers want to get their stuff, so they're pushing people over and fighting, and like it's been in TV and it might be overdone, but here's the thing, it's still true. Like it's still legitimately like maybe not as cartoony, but like we've had multiple Black Fridays in our country where people die by being trampled by idiots.
Does that still happen?
Probably.
I
Not
don't
anymore.
know. Actually, since COVID, I don't know how bad Black Friday is. I've never shopped
Black
on
Friday deals like start on like November 1st now, and everything is
Yeah,
online.
they
So I
spread
can't
it out.
imagine
Yeah, and
as
everyone
much.
shops online.
There
so it's
was
probably not that
there
bad.
was a thing I saw this year about a person going around like removing like the Black Friday tags, and like underneath it was all like the normal tags, and it's the same price. And I believe
Yeah.
that was Target, Daniel, your old stomping grounds.
Target is. You don't want me to go off on Target right now.
No, all
We'll be here
right.
30
We ain't got
minutes.
the
Just
time.
like literally, it is a miracle that Target functions. Is what I'll say
Well, that's a little Easter egg for the next podcast, the
for
Target
the
podcast.
Target podcast.
Yeah, we just all shit talk our old jobs.
Yeah, I got words.
Except for Abrar, because Abrar, you don't want to cross McDonald's, they'll get you.
Yeah, they'll get me. But Howard and Myron, they reach the Turbo Man dolls, and they're all gone. You get that Chris Parnell cameo. He told Arnold that the lady who took the last Turbo Man she had just left. And if you
Now-
guys saw go ahead.
Yeah, now we're getting into the extended cut stuff that I did not watch.
Yeah. So I did send you guys that link. That scene is where he met that lady, who's played by. So she played Lisa Simpson, the voice in The
Yes.
Simpsons.
Say
Oh.
her
Yes,
name,
uh,
Abrar. Say her name. You did so
Oh.
well earlier. Say her name.
I do not have her name here. I
Oh.
apologize.
I'll get it for you.
All right, thank you.
She was
Um,
in the hit film We're Back, A Dinosaur Story. She says, "Let no bad happen."
Oh, she's the
Great
little girl
film.
in that. That's right.
I got her name here.
Boy.
Yeah.
Her name is Yalder
No.
Yalderly
There's no
Smith.
No. No.
What is it?
I don't know her name. I'm gonna look it up because there's no way what you just said is a name.
I think it's Yoderly.
You're throwing letters in there that don't exist in the word, in the name.
How do you pronounce it?
Hold
Right.
on.
If you could say her last name, I'll give you a high five.
Smith.
Oh, there you go.
Got him.
Man, that was impressive.
Thank
You
you.
can practice that one.
Well, she hustled him 3 times that she paid for the doll, and the doll was Booster. No one likes. I don't want Booster. That's what Arnold says.
And he put him in the trash.
You did.
Arnold, hold on to that. Because, like, you paid $300 for it. Worst case scenario, you just have to give that to your son, and he's going to hate you, but at least you got him something. Best case scenario, you're like, I got your Turbo Man and Booster, and then your kid can throw it away. Like, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, keep it. But the
Why-
next scene.
Why do you think everyone hates Booster? Like, they don't just have like they don't care about Booster
reason.
or it's a passing thing. They hate Booster.
I think it's because he's not Turbo Man.
That's it. I mean, Abrar nails it. It's like you want the main character. It's the same reason that people make fun of Robin. You know, it's that kind of thing where it's like you want the main guy, and Booster's a big pink saber-tooth Chewbacca character, and that's not what kids want. They want Turbo
Nah.
Man.
See, now you're right. That's almost certainly the intended thing they were going for.
Yeah.
But maybe it's because Jake Lloyd was there. But whenever I got like everyone hates Booster, it was giving me real Jar Jar Binks
Jar Jar.
vibes.
I was gonna
and
make
I
a
was
Star Wars
like-
joke.
I was like, is Booster the Jar Jar Binks of the Turbo Man universe?
I was gonna say, like, if you sent your dad to the store for a Yoda and he came back with Yaddle, you'd be like, "What the fuck is this? Who is this?"
That's happened. That happened.
Skyler
Well,
got an Evan Peel figure.
Happened to me. I got every figure. Every single Star Wars toy that was on the shelves during the Phantom Menace era, I got them.
keep it forever, man.
All right.
Well,
Well, what
the
happens
next
next?
the next scene is the toy chasing montage scene. I love this scene. Everyone's laughing at him because he wants the Turbo Man doll. The song that I played in this montage is this Christmas song by Nat Cole King. I love that song. The song goes like chestnuts da 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 da. So
Everyone knows this song, bro. You didn't need to sing it.
Isn't
okay,
it different between the extended and the theatrical cut?
well, I think is an extended cut. I don't know if it's in the normal cut. It's like him ripping out the Turbo Man doll card out. There's like a theater that says like Turbo Man motion picture, and they say all that for the regular cut.
I don't remember that. They definitely play a Nat King Cole song in the normal version.
I think it
Not-
happens in a later scene though.
Yeah, not the
It's when his car breaks down, is it not?
long freak version that Abrar watched. I
Maybe
think so.
maybe it's a different song.
I swear it plays that like upbeat version of Jingle Bells, Jingle All The Way, like that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I think it plays that during the montage scene. Here's the fucking thing. Okay, so the extended cut is fucking ass. Okay, so you put in all this extra stuff. So you
Yeah.
described the scene where he talks to Lisa Simpson about the stupid doll. And it
Yeah.
goes on for so long. She starts hitting on him. Later on, we're gonna get another scene where Jim Belushi's singing for too long. It's just like deleted scenes are deleted for a reason. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes back in the day when we were children, they would play the Harry Potter movies on then ABC Family, now Freeform, and it'd
25
be
Days
like
of Christmas.
it'd
Yeah.
be it'd be this extended ass cut. Yeah, the 25 Days of Christmas, Hagrid dragging that Christmas tree in. And you're sitting here and you're going, whoa, they put in the deleted scenes. They show the part in Chamber of Secrets where that guy sees them taking the flying car out. Wow, this is incredible. And then you watch it again and again, and you're like, wait a minute, this movie's now longer, and all the boring parts are in it because
Yeah.
they cut it out for a reason. It affects the pacing.
Yeah.
It's not funny. It's bad. And so Abrar, who watched the extended cut for this film and then put that poison into the chat here with the deleted scenes, I'm sorry, my friend. I love you, but you've been living your life wrong ever since you got that DVD that had both versions on it. I'm going to recommend that moving forward, you don't watch the extended cut anymore. This is my PSA to you, my Christmas gift, if you will.
Okay.
Just watch the regular theatrical cut,
Okay.
please.
Well, okay, I understand your logic. I completely understand, and I agree with it. But you know,
There it was, but
But
I do like to see Arnold in a few more scenes. I do like that extra fluff.
he
as you
just said
say.
it's better because it's longer.
because it's longer.
Yeah,
I do think there
okay.
are some like exceptions to the like deleted scene thing. I think a lot of the movies that are based on like books or whatever, where the scenes that are cut out are like not filler. They're like from the actual original source material. Like in some cases, like I think the Lord of the Rings extended editions are generally better.
That
Those are
is
more so
I
like
agree.
director's cuts. That's
Yeah.
the
different.
exception, not the rule.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
the
yeah.
stupid Spider-Man No Way Home more funner edition or like
Yeah.
that's just putting in scenes to make people think it's longer. But no, like the Lord of the Rings extended cuts are the only way to watch those films, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
That's
Honestly.
just like the Snyder cuts and all that, where it's like those are
Oh.
undeniably more expanded upon versions, whether it's the BVS or Watchmen or
Sure.
whatever.
No,
Or
yeah.
soon Rebel Moon.
Oh, that's out.
Did you?
now.
Okay, let's talk about this for a fucking second. Did you see how they
Yeah.
were like? They were like, Daniel. I messaged you about this. They
Yeah.
were like, Rebel Moon. Yeah, it wasn't quite the movie we wanted, so we're hoping for an extended. It's like, motherfucker,
Yeah.
this was your chance. This was your thing. He was like, oh, Netflix is letting us do our fucking thing, and it's never gonna happen again. And they were like, well, I don't know. Snyder Cut made us some extra money. It's like, well,
know.
let us do an extended cut.
It's a
Fuck
streaming
you.
service. How did they not put
Yeah.
out the right version first? Other than, well, we want more views. That's ridiculous.
And I think
I
it was
wanna know.
wasn't he like signed based on Netflix being like, we'll just let you do whatever you want.
Yeah, you've got like a weird cult following, so let's get you out on Netflix to do a pretty blatant, I think, Star Wars ripoff.
I don't know. I guess I don't know all the details or whatever, but what I do know is like 2 days before Rebel Moon came out, which I may have watched it. I don't know. I didn't like Army of the Dead. But
Shocker.
Yes,
I
it
did
wasn't good.
whatever. Rebel Moon though, I was like, okay, I might check this out. New Snyder movie, maybe. But then like 2 days before it came out, they were like, this movie's basically not done. And they're like, oh well, fucking thanks.
Yeah.
I don't want to see it then.
Yeah, Netflix usually allows these people to do whatever they want. That's why David Fincher has like decided to live at Netflix now. That's why the
Yeah.
Killer was like a Netflix film because he gets to do whatever like down to the subtitles. He gets to decide how they're done. So like clearly they let Snyder do whatever they want, but I guess they didn't feel comfortable releasing a however long R-rated Star Wars film, so they didn't, but now they are. I don't
that's a
know. I
lie.
don't know.
I think they're liars, and I think they're cheats, and I think they're scammers.
I mean, Zack
Well,
Snyder only makes good movies, so I'm sure the new one will be even better.
Listen,
well,
this is coming from someone, maybe the only person here who liked the Snyder Justice League. If you're in his cult, you are being scammed.
Yeah.
speaking
out.
of speaking of being scammed, Howard is being scammed by these retailers saying no, they don't have Turbo Man. But meanwhile, at
That wasn't a
Howard's house,
scam. They didn't have it.
I'm trying to get a transition here.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Meanwhile, at Howard's house, Ted is there. What are you guys' thoughts on that scene where Ted is in Howard's house?
Oh, these cookies.
Yeah.
He's getting too comfy.
I like the split second where the facade drops after was it Lisa? Liza? What's her
Liz.
name?
Liz.
When Liz goes upstairs and he's like burned himself on something and he's like, would you get shut up?
What down in there?
He gets a little handsy when he takes her apron off, you know? He makes that really creepy face.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, this is not a good guy. This is that further like, oh, this guy's a creep. You want to root for Howard.
Yeah.
You don't want him to get cucked.
Well, and that does make me think, right, of like, clearly she's uncomfortable. There's no way this is the first time this happened. How did this man get in the house? Why did we let him in here?
He can make cookies.
We are not friends with this man. How is he in our home?
He's just spreading the Christmas joy,
That's true.
He's trying to spread something else, and I'm not here for it.
Oh
Howard
my
wants to put
God.
chains around him.
Oh my goodness.
Well, after the phone call with Ted, with Howard, he meets Myron again, and Myron wants to join forces, but Howard declines. He's like, you know what, Myron, you do you, I do me. Let's separate. But Myron's like, you do, man. We're what's that duo? He said, Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah, that's not a good reference. But
What do you mean it's not a good reference? I understood it.
No,
You don't. Even if you don't watch the show, bro, you're telling me you never watched the Owen Wilson Ben Stiller movie?
I saw the trailer.
Okay.
So they overheard someone saying they got the late delivery of Turbo Man at a Toy Works store. Myron gets the head start while Howard backs up his car and hits the police motorcycle. And guess who it is?
Same cop.
The same cop who pulled
You
him
broke
over.
my little mirror.
License and
I
registration.
did feel bad for the little mirror.
Yeah. I felt bad for the cop most of the movie. And I think
Yeah,
you're
he-
kind of supposed to.
He's been through it, but with Howard, he's always in the way. So Howard reaches to Mall of America, and I realized this movie takes place in Atlanta, Georgia, because Mall of America is there.
Oh, I didn't know where Mall of America was, but that's good. All I knew is that the WCW started there.
That makes sense because
Yeah.
I also saw
That's why Paul White was there.
Yeah,
that,
you know
everything-
what?
that makes sense.
He lives at the Mall of America.
That makes sense. I also noticed that when he was getting to bed with Liz, when he got made that spotlight face, he was wearing a Atlanta shirt. I think Atlanta Olympics, something like that. So we're in Atlanta, Georgia here. So he went to the store. People are waiting to get the Turbo Man doll. While a guy kind of looks like Carl Zeus.
No, okay. Explain that reference to the listeners at home.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Oh my
Carl
god, you don't
Zeus-
remember?
I have no idea.
Okay, so Carl Zeus is a news reporter for CNN, but he does it for the students. CNN, like students like us when we were in high school, and the guy who was on the microphone, he looks like Carl Zeus. If you look back, that guy looks like him.
I bet he
I
didn't.
can see what you mean. No. Okay.
I'm
Like,
looking him up. Is it Zeus like the god?
No, it's AZUZ.
listen,
Oh.
it's not a 1-to-1, but I can understand the thought process being had here. AKA, he had dark hair. So, like, I get it. He's not completely off base. Okay, we can't rake him under the coals or over the coals for this
So
one.
to summarize what Abrar was saying, Carl Azuz was this like news broadcaster that would specifically do stuff for high school students that they showed us in like our government class, stuff, economics class, stuff like that. Now Abrar, tell everyone the story about how he blocked you on Twitter.
Oh
What?
yeah. Funny thing is, so I think I asked him a question about something. I asked like a random question, and he says I don't talk to students.
I
You
thought
were
think-
pestering him.
Yeah.
You kept adding him in things.
Oh right.
You were tagging him in things.
Right.
You were messaging him privately, so he fucking blocked you.
Oh yeah, that is true.
It's
But-
not.
Oh my
it's-
god.
You say that like he snubbed you, like, oh, I don't talk to students. No,
Yes.
you were harassing this man trying to do his job.
Oh my god.
And he fucking blocked you.
I checked. I wanted to see like I wonder what this guy's up to. I have him blocked, so I guess I did it out of solidarity. I was like,
Oh,
you
No.
blocked my harassing friend who like is pestering you all the time. I
Can I-
block you.
can I
I
tell
stand
you-
with my
I
friends.
Can I
appreciate that.
tell you, it probably wasn't that. You were probably just tired of a bro retweeting him all the time.
That's probably
Yeah.
true.
I mean,
I like to think it was the thing I said. I don't. Where I was in solidarity.
Alright.
I don't
You
want to
think-
think of the reality.
Okay, you think that, and I'll think the truth.
Okay.
Well,
thank you.
So Carl Zeus telling everyone like how to get the doll. So he says, you gotta form an orderly line. An employee will hand you a number ball. These balls will drawn in a standard lottery fashion to see who gets a doll. If you are not the lucky few, you'll get a booster doll. Everyone hates that part. And then the employee said, F it. And they chunks the ball in the air and you see pandemonium. Arnold's trying to get the ball.
Okay, I want to point out two things here. Number
Yeah.
one, I think it's really cute that not Carl Zeus, the microphone he's using is like a toy, like a speak and spell looking one. I think that's
Yeah.
really cute. Second of all, the employee doesn't just go rogue. The crowd starts like pressing in, and then
Yeah.
I think not Carl Zeus is like, just get him out there, throw the
Yeah.
balls.
They do say fuck it, but the crowd was asking for it.
I mean, Carl Zeus was kind of.
Carl
Well,
Zeus.
I'm looking at this. Yeah, Carl Zeus. I mean, he was kind of the actor was kind of being rude to the customers. He was saying in a rude way. I don't know. That's just me. But yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah,
see,
no,
all,
he was definitely being rude, but like also, if I was looking out into a sea of human filth, I might be a little rude too.
yeah. That's a weird picture, Skyler.
I'm just if you hear us chuckling
Yeah,
while
for listeners at home,
struggling to get through this part of the story of the movie, I am posting pictures in our private chat of apparently Carl Zeus is not just a meme to us; he's a meme to a lot of people. So
Gotcha.
maybe some listeners do know.
Well, like again, just like what we saw before, Black Friday all over again, pandemonium everywhere. There's one scene where Arnold says, "Oh, Myron has he has two, and the guy says,
Yeah.
"Oh, you cut out,
Oh, then you say it.
Too late.
get the
Damn.
mailman."
Mailman
So everyone
technology
gets
failed
him.
me.
And then they get him, and you know what he says? He says,
says-
Rodney King.
So for that
He's that guy.
reference,
That
yeah,
was definitely not in the script. That was definitely just him.
definitely not referencing to what happened to him back
It's a
in
reference
the
to
90s.
Airheads.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But oh, he's Steve from Blue's Clues, Carl Zeus. um,
We gotta stop reacting to the memes.
There's no way. If I was more professional, I wouldn't be posting them.
yeah, that's true.
There's no
So
way to add the context of the visuals of the Carl Zeus memes.
yeah, so Myron lost his ball, and the ball
Oh,
landed to not no. The
Uh-oh.
ball landed to a kid on his lap. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl.
well,
I thought
Arnold
the
seems
same
to think
thing.
it's a girl.
Okay, but it looks
It
like
is. It is a genderless, androgynous '90s child. It is. It is.
Yeah.
It
yeah.
is
It-
fluid.
What is your thoughts
they
on
have like
him
the
chasing that
coconut
kid?
head, really bad bowl haircut of like parent has given up and just didn't want to pay for the haircut.
It's terrible. But what's your thoughts on Arnold trying to chase that kid?
I think that kid had it coming.
Yeah, I didn't
What do you
like the
mean? What's
kid.
our thoughts on him chasing a kid? Next, move on.
Kid had it coming. The bit where all the moms are beating him senseless with their purses, I was like, yeah, get him, get his ass. 'Cause there were 100 better ways he could have gone about getting it. Obviously, it's a comedy movie, so he didn't do any of them. But also, if I was that pianist who he dropped off the escalator onto the
Yeah.
piano in front of, I'd have been livid. There's no way that 6 foot whatever Austrian man didn't absolutely decimate that piano.
If he was gonna go far enough to put hands on the child, which he did do,
Yeah,
he should have just like beat the kid up or taken the kid or something. I don't know. He was strong enough and big enough that he could have gotten the ball and ran away and got out of the situation. But
Yeah.
also, like, it wasn't for a Turbo Man. It was for a chance at a Turbo Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're assaulting a child. I mean, it's a
Desperate
comedy
times.
film. It's a comedy film. It's allowed.
He was in a hard place right now. He's got to get this fucking doll for his kid. What's he gonna do?
You know what
not
I'm
worth it.
surprised by? If I was him, I feel like my immediate go-to would have been like, I will pay you however many $100 for this thing, because like clearly the guy was being a capitalist, right? The store owner, he was like, and because of supply and demand, we're gonna charge, it's gonna cost twice as much or whatever. If I'm,
He didn't
you
know
know,
he was dealing
Johnny,
with the mattress king of Atlanta.
yeah, if I'm the mattress king of Atlanta and I can afford all that stuff that little Jamie's got, right? I'm gonna be like $1,000 for this toy for my son to not hate me for the rest of my life,
Well,
right?
see here, Daniel. This is
$1,000 million
why.
dollars.
This is why Abrar's version is the superior version, because at that point in the film, we know he's already lost $300 to Lisa Simpson.
Yeah.
No,
He doesn't have the money to do that anymore.
he's in the hall. He only carries $300 cash on him.
Well,
Fuck you. That's not true. It's trying to give a props to the extended cut. That's nonsense.
I'm trying to build up the cut that I have never and will never watch.
well, so he failed to get the ball from the kid, and he's getting beaten up by the mother's like, oh, you pervert, and he's like, I'm not a pervert. And then he meets Jim Belushi's character, the Santa, and he was trying to. Jim Belushi's character trying to tell Howard like, "Hey, we got a Turbo Man for you," and our Howard says like, "Forget, I'm not gonna sit in your lap." So in desperation, Howard, Howard attempts to buy a figure from the counterfeit ring run by con men dressed in Santa suits, which results in a massive fight due to a Spanish Turbo Man. What are your guys' thoughts on this whole
You
scene?
skipped over a lot of stuff. Like a
Oh yeah,
lot.
what's
What?
your
Well, first of all, the amazing joke where the elf guy is holding a picture of
Oh,
him
yeah.
holding the Turbo Man with today's paper. That's a great bit. Also, I wanna go back to the I'm not sitting in your lap.
Yeah.
Arnold, you've paid hundreds of dollars. You've assaulted a child. You've beaten up people. You fought with a mailman. Like, you're gonna let this '90s homophobia get in your way? Just get your kid the toy.
Well, before the fight starts to break out, Jim Belushi he sang in the sorry Anthony, he sang a song. It's called "The
Very
Little
funny.
Boy That Santa Forgot."
Yeah,
For
very
those
funny.
for those listening, for those listening, Skyler knows this, but for those who are listening, I'm gonna sing that song.
I was hoping it goes a little something like this.
It could.
Well,
You could-
yeah, it goes a little something like this.
Oh, no, please
All
don't.
right, everyone, just let him go.
Okay.
He's the little boy that Santa forgot. And goodness knows that he didn't want a lot. He sent a note to Santa for some soldiers and a drum. It broke his little heart when he found Santa hadn't come. In the streets he envies all those lucky boys, then wanders home to last year's broken toys. I'm so sorry for that laddie. He hasn't got a daddy. The little boy that Santa Claus forgot. He forgot.
Oh no! You know what it is? It's a worse Santa Claus themed version of Send in the Clowns.
I'm clapping. Can you hear it?
Nope.
No.
Oh, thanks, Discord.
Like it's just awful.
What?
I
I
didn't
love
see
it.
that scene until you posted it in the chat like the day after I'd watched it or something,
Mhm.
and I was like, yeah, no. Anthony was right. This should not have been in this movie.
No, so Abrar, I'm not gonna say he told me. He thought he was telling me. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna let you know a little secret." He warned me. He was like, "I'm gonna sing the kid that Santa forgot," and I said, "Oh, what is that?" I don't-
Well, after that scene, Howard gets the Turboman doll and is the Spanish version. He wants the normal the one he wanted, and
It's fun and educational.
there we go.
It's
And
not
it-
just Spanish. It falls apart. He opens it and it's not put together.
That is
Well, there
true.
are some assembly required.
Some assembly
Yes.
requires.
And then they got into a fight. What are you guys' thoughts on the fight scene?
It's funny.
Yeah,
It build up.
I
Yeah.
like the Santa Claus fight. I like when Big Polly White punches Little Polly White.
That was,
He's like, "Oh, little buddy."
That was Vern Troyer.
It's a good bit.
Did you
Yeah,
say that
he-
when you were going off the cast?
He
I
said
did.
that earlier in the
Okay.
casting. I like that bit. It's like a big funny novelty fight. It's like a WWE match if the gimmick was just be as funny as possible.
It's got a big candy cane. It's got a lot of good spots.
You got that famous dog pile scene from Jim Belushi from his brother from Animal House.
Yeah, I guess that is what that is.
Mhm.
I
Oh, you guys, yeah.
I didn't connect those pieces. I guess that's
Do you think that was intentional, or were they just like, we hired a bunch of goons who don't actually know how to fight?
No, that's intentional because that's his
Okay.
brother. That's his brother's
yeah.
movie.
No,
Well, yeah.
Abrar's right.
It sounds like a bad thing.
It's like when a wrestler like dies before their time, and then people
Whoa.
in tribute to them does their finisher move.
Right.
Mhm.
That's what it was.
That makes sense.
Well, Howard narrowly escapes his arrest by posing
Wait,
as
sorry,
a
real fast. So the Turbo Man that speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
This is like a story just for us, but it made me remember so vividly.
Oh, I know where you're going.
How to this day, the only time that I've ever seen Cars 2 or whatever, the one where Mater's a spy, was when we had to watch it like after finals in high school, and they for some reason played the Spanish version for like half the movie and no one caught on. So the whole time we're just watching like the Spanish version of Cars. It's just like me amo boat, me gusta
amo boat.
swimming.
Yeah, that's iconic.
Ugh. It'd be like
Good.
if you watched Finding Nemo, but then like whenever Dory came out, you only watched it in your Spanish class, and so you think the series is Finding Nemo and Donde Está Dory.
That's true.
Thank you, Daniel, for that wonderful Christmas
It just made
memory.
me
I like it.
very happy because I was like, what is this little dumbass? Like, how far did they think they were gonna get with this bit? They couldn't even like have one of our shitty Santa Clauses recorded in English.
It's not a wasted anecdote, because when Steven listens back to this, he's gonna pop.
He's gonna be
He's
like,
gonna
that's
say,
right,
I remember the Spanish boat.
the Spanish
Yeah.
boat.
Yeah.
I
Thank
don't
you,
know what
Tim
the movie was
McCree.
about because I only ever saw it in Spanish.
School sucked.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
I
sucks.
just watched Cyberbully like 3 times.
Oh,
Takes me
Anyway,
back.
go on.
So Howard escapes his arrest by posing as a undercover cop. So he left, and then he got in his car. He ran out of fuel. Howard goes into a diner. He calls home, trying to call Liz, but Jamie picked up, and Jamie is talking. Oh, sorry. Before that, Jamie's talking to his friend outside, and he's telling him for his parents to get a divorce. I thought that was like, what the hell, man?
His friend's a fucking asshole.
Yeah.
I did think that bit was funny though. Just the line of divorce did no wonders for my dad.
What the hell, man? Well, Jamie answers the phone, but he keeps reminding him of his promise to be home in time for the annual holiday entertainment parade. Losing his patience, Howard yells at Jamie, "Jamie, please, Jamie, where's your mother?" He feels guilty and depressed after Jamie scolds him for not keeping his promise.
You never
What
keep your promises.
was this a sad scene? Because Liz said, "Damn you, Howard."
No.
Alright.
End of explanation.
No, I
Next
hate
scene.
I hate Jamie. Jamie's terrible.
Alright. Well, wait, I'm gonna cough. Oh.
Got him.
Good. Leave
Oh,
that
okay, oh
in.
lord.
No,
Leave
no,
that
no.
in.
I'll cut it out.
I don't
How-
believe you.
I'll probably keep it in. Howard finds Myron at the diner, and they share their experiences over coffee, where Myron tells him about his dad. He wasn't there for him, about getting his Johnny 7 OMA for Christmas.
Real toy.
Is it? Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't know it was a real toy.
Yeah, that was a real toy that I guess was very sought after. Much like Turbo Man is in this movie. And I always get told by my family that in like 95, when we were all born except for Daniel, who was 94, like a loser.
What?
Uh,
News to
uh,
Daniel.
that around 95 or maybe early 96, whatever. The sought after toy was Tickle Me Elmo, and it was like very similar. This craze.
Gotcha. Well,
You're
I
just
think
now
Cabbage
telling that
Patch Kids
halfway
had
through the
this too.
film?
He did. It's not my podcast. It's his. He didn't do it.
Little did you know, Jingle All The Way is actually a satirical film based on real life events of toy crazes. Yeah.
for sure, man. Well, Howard envisioned Jamie as Myron, and he was drinking liquor.
Golly.
Here's to you,
Ooh.
Dad. During their convo, Howard and Myron overhears a radio station advertising a competition for a Turbo Man doll. You have to name all the reindeers, pretty much, to get that doll. The fight broke out between them at the diner, and Howard was trying to call. No, who was it? I think it was Myron. Myron was trying to call the hotline, and then Howard just breaks the call. He was beating the hell out of Myron
No,
with the phone.
You have that backwards.
Oh, was Howard?
Sinbad's the one that broke the phone.
Because he holds it and he goes, ha ha, and then he realizes he broke it. And
And
then
then
whenever
Arnold
Howard's
starts
speeding up
killing
to him,
him.
he goes, 911! He's screaming
Yes,
into the phone.
there we go. So they ran to the studio while Howard's saying all the reindeers' names: Dasher, Dicer, Passer, Vexen.
Whoa.
Did you say vaccine? Wait, what?
Let's go one at a
No.
time here.
Go
Let's
ahead.
go one at a time.
So I got Dasher,
Uh-huh.
Dancer,
Uh-huh.
Pantser,
Nope.
No.
Prancer,
No, keep...
There you go.
No.
There you
Vixen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nah, I don't got the other one.
Comet, Cupid, Donna Dixon.
Donna
Yeah,
Oh.
Dixon.
Rudolph Mama?
It's a little reference to something else there.
Oh, well, where am I?
See, I have to say I was referencing something, or else Abrar will I just think I'm right, and Daniel will just think I'm wrong.
No, I
Yeah.
think you're right.
That's exactly the point.
So they're trying to get to the studio here, and there was one part I kind of laughed is where DJ, aka the guy from Sabrina Teenage Witch, there's a guy on the phone. His His answers were
He's the guy from Clue to
Jermaine.
me.
He said Jermaine, Tito, Jackson.
That is a
was
really good bit.
That's funny. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to.
I don't know. I really like that scene. Uh, so they the DJ revealed to the two guys saying, we got a a certificate for a Toberman doll.
Yeah, he didn't
And-
have the actual toy. He had a gift certificate.
Yeah, and guess what? Myron, he pulled out a bomb. He
Homemade
said,
explosive device.
explosive device, and all mailmen have them. And
That's why it's
he-
called going postal.
Oh, I like that.
Not my joke.
Oh, okay. Well, he threw it out. Nothing happened, and then they opened the box. It was just like a little tiara going around, and then they're almost trying to beat up.
A music box.
Yeah,
It was a
box.
music- yeah,
No, a
that's
little tiara going around.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Tiara is a crown you put on your head.
that is true.
And Abrar
Uh,
is the head of the podcast. So
Ooh,
Yes,
Abrar only
sir.
knows it as the diadem because that's what they call it in that Harry Potter movie.
Abrar, I acknowledge you.
Thank you.
I
I
don't
am your-
acknowledge Daniel's shitty joke.
It wasn't a joke. That's just real.
Well, the police were alerted, but Howard and Myron escapes after Myron threatens. Oh, like I said, the bomb. So the officer, back again, the same cop who pulled over Howard and who broke his little mirror,
Little mirror.
he was there, and Myron still has. He pulled out another gift box saying that's
Yep.
the bomb as well. So Howard ran away, and Howard left away. He's like, bye. I think he says like toodles or something like that. He left, and then the squad was like, all right, guys, let what's his name? Officer Alexander Hamill. He's gonna, he was in the bomb squad. He's
Is
gonna
that
take
actually his
over-
name? Alexander Hamill? Like Hamilton?
Alexander Hummel.
Hummel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Like
just
the-
call him.
Like the little figurines your grandma has.
Yeah.
Oh.
So the cop said, I was in the bomb squad. He ripped the box.
No, he
Boom.
said it's a harmless Christmas package.
Yes.
He rips it open.
He rips it open. Boom! Big explosion. And how you see Howard's face, shocked, and he kept going. And then Myron's like, "Oh, that was a real bomb. This is a sick world we live in. We're sick people."
Yeah, completely bypassing the fact that he, in any real universe, would have just killed a room full of people.
Yeah, the cop is dead.
He's got Looney Tunes. It's great.
No, he's dead. He's dead in real life, is what I meant.
Oh,
well.
He died in
Uh-oh.
2020.
How many years on the
wow.
bomb squad? And he dies to COVID? Come on.
Oh, damn it. Well, Howard returns home. Well,
Wait a second,
I-
bro. Really quick.
yeah,
The gift certificate thing.
yeah.
If you're Howard at that point, would you have just taken it?
Well, he kept it, didn't he?
I think he kept it.
I remember him
Yeah,
running
because he's gonna
with
bring it home.
Like, that's at the very least, that's a backup.
Yeah.
He brought it home, yeah, because he's practicing his apology on the ride back home in the tow truck.
Because his car got taken apart by street ruffians.
And broad daylight too.
Just a
That's
Merry
Atlanta, I
swarm
guess.
of Jason Todds.
Oh, like you said, Anthony, he was tow truck home where he finds Ted putting the star on his family Christmas tree.
No, it's on site. Like, you're in my house, I'm gonna shoot you.
For real. In
Mm, mm, mm.
retaliation, Howard
And
starts.
I'm taking you, Turbo Man.
Yes, Howard starts to try to steal the Turboman doll. Ted brought for his son, Johnny. I forgot his name was Johnny. Ted's son.
Where is
Uh,
it?
Nestled safely under our tree.
There
Thank
you
you.
go. And he's like, he grabbed it. He went outside. He's like, you know what? This is not me. I'm gonna put you back to Turbo Man doll. He puts it back, and guess who showed up?
Ted. But not that Ted.
No, we're talking about Reindeer Ted. He starts chasing him around, and I thought the animatronics for this was pretty good. You see his snot, you see his face running around, and then all of a sudden, I think he kicked a statue's head. I think it was Balthazar's head. To the-
Balthazar.
He was into the chimney where the Fireplace. Thank
roaring
you.
fireplace. What's up with Ted leaving the fireplace going and then leaving the house?
That's not safe.
I wouldn't think so.
Yeah. So
Reindeer's
he.
watching it.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. There are Christmas carolers outside. He kicked that flaming head through the window, and that's what caused the scene. And then Liz saw Howard, and then all that confrontation happened. And you know what? He cannot go with them to the entertainment parade. So Ted and Liz and Johnny and Jamie are gonna go together without Howard.
You remember what Ted said to him?
I got it right here.
Uh-huh.
You can't I said
No.
breath. You can't bench press your way out of this one.
Bench press your way out of this one.
Just really laying bare Ted's insecurities.
Yeah, he's definitely just an asshole.
Yep.
yeah, honestly. When they left, little Ted came by. He's like, "All right." They had that little stare down, and then boom! Howard punches little Ted, and that was a good scene there.
Yeah, did that make you laugh?
I mean, I laugh every time.
Are you slapping your thigh?
The right thigh.
Okay.
I like it, but only because in I think literally the next scene we see that little Ted just needed the righteous backslap to be.
They
become his
confirmed
friend.
they were real ones to each other.
Yeah.
They had
They had to
a
assert
brew together.
dominance.
Yeah.
Well, after dropping off Jamie and Johnny, Ted attempts to seduce Liz, but she violently rejects him by dosing him with eggnog.
Dosing him with
yeah,
a syringe.
She injects it into him.
Taste of your own mess.
I also wouldn't call that seducing. I would say that was groping.
Sure, yeah.
It's like the least effective way of trying to impress somebody to be like, I'm a very eligible bachelor. All the other desperate housewives want me to come around their house and fix their porch lights or whatever.
Here, have some non-alcoholic eggnog.
Yeah. It's like how Flanders would think flirting works, you know?
He is evil Flanders.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bizarro Flanders. Howard and little Ted, they're drinking together. But, remembering his promise to Jamie, he's going to go to the parade. Howard runs into the cop again for like the fourth time.
He doesn't just... He spills hot coffee all over his face.
Oh, right.
Great snap zoom on that part where the coffee comes down and we see this man's face in pain. I thought that was brilliant. It's really weird because it's just totally different than anything else in the movie, but it's perfect.
I like this little zoom in. But yeah, we're seeing the parade. What are your thoughts on this parade now? We're finally knowing this entertainment parade.
Did anyone take notes on all the characters we see here? Because there's a lot.
We got
Sure.
the Tick. We got Sonic. We got Leonardo. We got Gumby. We got Cat in the Hat. We got Raggedy Ann, right?
Yeah.
Missing anybody?
Sonic.
Madeline.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Anyone
yeah.
remember that little French bitch?
That's true. No, Skyler's not wrong.
I just remember there were crayons. There were like people
There
dressed
were.
as Crayola.
Yeah, the
crayons, and I
Crayola
was like,
boys.
what are we doing here? Oh, and like the Rock'em Sock'em Robots were there because I thought it was
Yeah.
all like toys. I didn't even notice. I guess I don't know. I didn't notice Sonic for sure.
Sonic was there. I saw him.
Yeah.
Of
course.
Yeah, everyone was there for this entertainment parade.
Oh, including Phil Morris, who was a Martian Manhunter at some point, I'm sure.
And
Right,
the
what was he-
trampoline with the police. Remember, you see that float with the policeman on it, where there's like
Yeah.
a gymnast policeman jumping around. That was a bit strange.
No, but I
It
wanted
was.
I wanted to point out that Phil Morris was one of the announcers, and his name was Gale Force.
Yeah.
That's great.
Fantastic. Well,
What did he play Martian Manhunter in? I'm gonna find it.
You should.
I didn't make it up.
The resulting chase led to Howard hiding inside of a storage room.
I think it was
Smallville,
Smallville.
right?
It was Smallville. Yeah. I'm pretty sure.
It was Smallville. You're right. I got it.
There you go.
We got it.
Well, where he is mistakenly mistaken for an actor portraying as Turbo Man, and he dresses in a highly technological costume. And he encounters the guy who dresses up as Booster, and he said a lot. He said this one racist she.
Well, there was one bit here that you did skip. Is the guy who looks like Gideon Graves from Scott Pilgrim is like, don't worry, I'm pretty sure it won't give you brain damage like the last
Oh
guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
We're
That's
pretty
a good
sure,
really
sign.
good sign.
I'm pretty sure that he's gonna be able to walk again or something.
So this is stupid and only personal to me, but right before I watched this this week, I happened to watch The Rocketeer, where
Oh, okay.
getting a
I-
jetpack is this huge thing that like makes you a superhero. And granted, it does that to Arnold here too, but it's
Yeah.
so funny that we just have a fully functioning jetpack for a knockoff Macy's parade.
Right.
It's really funny.
The
Just
Turbo Man costume
watching this
does
back
give
to back.
me like it's like if Rocketeer by way of like God, who was it that made the Wildstorm universe? It's like Wildstorm Rocketeer.
Like, oh, okay. That's Jim Lee at Image Comics back in the 90s.
What do we think of the Turbo Man suit?
I thought it looks
I mean,
good.
it's definitely sort of having that like superhero look from the 90s, like the Batman sort of rubber
Yeah.
muscle suit. I mean, red and gold is a good color combination. I like the visor. The helmet feels very retro with like the fin. Like you're sort of
Yeah.
mentioning Rocketeer, like it has that
Mhm.
sort
Yeah.
of cool spaceman
He
vibe.
uses it to steer.
Yeah.
I highly
That's-
recommend the Rocketeer movie for those who are listening. That's a good
That
we
is
should
movie.
watch that instead.
That's a great movie. That's a great movie.
it's a great
Go watch
movie.
The Rocketeer.
They should make a remake for that.
They are.
Mm,
They are.
And let me just say, you're wrong. They shouldn't, but
They
they are.
shouldn't.
Well, there we go. Yeah. So
What did he? Hang on. Let's rewind a second. What did he say that was racist?
I got it right
I
here.
don't remember.
I got it right here, man.
Chinese thing.
He said, "Geez, I've been." Oh, sorry for those who are listening. This is some racist.
Oh,
Is this your impression?
Sweating like a okay.
Yeah. Geez, I've been sweating like a dog in a Chinese restaurant for you to show up.
Yeah. All right.
Damn, man, what the hell?
I mean, there's worse things you could say. I
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. That is true.
And I guess he is dressed up like a dog. I don't know.
He's dressed up like a booster.
Like a booster.
See, you said the
Booster.
racist thing, and I was like, what? When he said Mary Poppins?
Pretty
No, he
racist.
didn't-
You're right.
he di- yeah. Well, you see Arnold in his Turboman suit. What are your thoughts of him, flexing his muscles to the crowd?
He was having a lot of fun.
Did
Abrar's
Arnold
now
ever?
asking the real questions about his favorite scenes. Wants
Yeah.
to know what do you
What'd
think
you
of
feel about that?
him
Flexing
flexing
his
and showing
muscles.
off?
I think
I
he's
mean-
really hamming it up, and I love it. Did Arnold ever play, like, I know he was Mr. Freeze, but did he ever play like a hero in something that I'm not remembering?
Like
He
a
was the
superhero?
last action hero.
Well, that's
Yeah,
his
I
I
best
didn't see
role.
that. Yeah, I
Oh,
haven't seen that either.
That's a classic one right there. But yeah, so Turbo Man, you see him in the parade. He's flexing his muscles. He's like, I think Booster's telling him like, "Hey, you gotta pick a kid for this Turbo Man doll." And before he said that, he saw the Turbo Man doll. He's like, "Finally, I finally got the doll after this whole movie." And he said, "Yes, yes, yes."
He was Conan. Does that count?
Yeah,
Nope.
That is a comic book hero, so I'll take that.
He was Hercules. Does that count?
No,
Nope.
Hercules was a terrible person.
Conan was fine.
Conan was fine. Nothing ever bad happened with Conan.
There was no lamentation of the women.
No.
Well, Booster, the racist guy, he said, "You gotta pick a kid, man." He's like, "All right, I gotta pick a kid," and then he sees Jamie in the crowd with Johnny,
Mhm.
and he was
Anakin's out there with Porkins, and Porkins like, it's gonna be me.
Oh, of course, this little fat fuck decides. No, it's me. He's pointing at me. Get out of here.
He's already got one under the tree.
Oh, that.
he points at Jamie, and he was trying to say Jamie, but his voice box wasn't working. He was like, "Jamie, Jamie," and then when the voice box worked, he said, "Jamie," and then Jamie was like, "He knows my name," and everyone
is
was
a
like,
little- This is weird, right? Because it's Dementor's glove that like activates the sound, right? You see him
Yeah.
push up like the sound thing. Why did he want him to get the kid on? Like, why did that happen?
I
What was
don't
the
know.
point of that?
Oh, I think it's just for the parade, you know, entertainment.
Had he even gotten the outfit yet?
Yeah, what's the order of operations? Like, was this the one who was supposed to be in the parade, or had Sinbad already beat him up and wrapped him up in tinsel or whatever?
I was gonna get to that.
Oh, oop.
Well, you
So-
got to it poorly. I was gonna check on Disney Plus, but I'm logged out, so it's not happening.
I'm checking right now. Don't keep talking, guys. I'm gonna oracle my shit into this. Hold on.
well, let me speak more about
The
Uh,
racism.
no, no. Where Jamie is like, you know, he is so happy that a Turbo Man it picked him to be the one on the parade, I guess, or get the toy. That the crowd is loving it. I want to be there. You guys want to be there. We all want to be at the Entertainment Parade. I'm sure Myron took over the Dementor's guy who was playing him, took his costume now, and but yeah.
Okay, so
Hopefully-
I'm watching the
okay.
scene right now. I found it. So he's here. He's pointing. We cut to a glove, with the like the fingerless gloves that he's been wearing
Yeah.
this whole time. Sinbad's had, and he's turning the sound up. So Sinbad is the one who decides to crank up Howard's like microphone so that he could yell Jamie. But like, why does he? I don't get why he does it.
I think he's a showman, right? He's a mailman. He's a showman.
I guess because now he's putting on the
What?
costume. He's
Wait,
attacked
wait,
the
wait,
man.
Wait, what do you? Yeah, famous showboats mailman.
You're thinking of Hugh Jackman. You're thinking of somebody else.
Oh, you're right. The
Maybe
greatest
it's a
showman.
coincidence. Maybe just this random sound tech guy just has the same gloves.
Probably. Well, you do see the encounter of Myron's Dementor against Howard's Toberman. And Toberman, you know, he was saying like, Dementor, stop. This is
He said Myron stop. He's not calling him. He's not going along with it.
He probably doesn't know the name of the character.
Absolutely not.
That's true. Okay, he's saying Myron, stop, man. This is gone overboard, man. Myron grabs Jamie's toy. Oh, where am I? Grabs the toy of Jamie, but he is cornered by the police. Oh, I am skipping ahead. Well,
Yeah, he confronts him. I got the movie up. I'll take
Thank
over
you.
from here.
Thank
So
you.
he shows up.
Play by
The
play by
booster
Anthony.
says things like, "Hey, you're off script, buddy. What are you doing?" And he says, "Nobody likes you, Booster." And that's when he punches him off the float. And Booster goes flying through the air, hits the ground. Ouch!
torn
All the kids
apart.
rush him.
He's
They
torn
just start
apart.
beating it up,
like-
and they're like, "Dementor's right. No one likes you."
It's like a scene from The Walking Dead. They tear him apart.
Tear 'em
You
apart.
Booster.
Limb from limb.
Also from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
See?
yeah, there we go. Well,
It may be the same street corner from that bit where he like turns the corner with the horse.
See? The tank from The Walking Dead is also in the parade.
oh. But yeah, he was beating up like those kids were beating up Booster. This time I think Myron trying to chase Jamie with the toy. The Jamie got up to the roof and he made that reference
You're
to
skipping
Vertigo.
so much. Oh my goodness. You missed the part where Myron shoots his fist at Turbo Man.
I'm sorry, yes.
He says "ta ta, Turbo Man," and then he shoots his fist off, and like it hits Arnold in the face, and then he brings it back like it was nothing. How did he do that?
Correct me
We
if
got
I'm
some
wrong.
awesome tech in this
Doesn't he
parade.
call him Turtle Man?
He does call him
Turtle Man.
Turtle Man. The
Which
whole
is
time.
weird because he's green. You know what's
Yeah.
the point of that?
But he's got the bigger brain.
Can I tell you? Okay, at the whole movie, I was expecting that the twist for Myron was good because he kept saying that like the toy was for his kid. The whole time I thought the twist was going to be that he, like, oh, you're being selfish. You want the toy for yourself because like he was going to be a nerd or something.
He's a
No.
collector this whole time.
And it wasn't until he was calling him Turtle Man that I was like, oh no, he's just this is all real. He doesn't know what any of this is either.
He's
Definitely
another
not.
loser kid.
You see, what's the next scene here, Anthony?
Okay. So,
I'm lost
So at
here.
this
Is this where the demon team comes out?
yeah, so Arnold starts shooting him with his little boomerang things, you know, because Jamie's
Yes.
like, use your
Well, the-
boomerang action. And he's like,
disc
huh,
thingies.
what? And so he shoots it, and it hits him in the head, and it goes slow-mo, and he's like, "Ring, ring," and he's acting all, like, confused,
Yeah.
and that's when he does the iconic, "Ah," and he,
I'll
like,
do that.
does
Yeah, I'll
the
do that.
thrust.
Once,
Oh, you
yeah.
done it. Abrar will take it. All right, Abrar.
seen-
Let,
I've seen you
so
do it throughout my entire life. It feels.
yeah, he hits the boomerang, hit his head. He gets defubbled, and
Defumbles.
and you get Arnold shaking his hips. I did this in high school graduation. You went, ha, 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 ha. Everyone is loving it. And then the demon team came in and tried to ruin Howard. Jamie runs away
Well,
with the
they're
toy.
not trying to ruin Howard. It's part of the show. And then
That-
they're confused because he doesn't know the choreography to the
They're-
show.
They're throwing
true.
real punches though.
They
Like
were.
they're not being super professional.
No.
What I love about this whole sequence is when Jamie's like, "Use your fucking gun, use your boomerang, use your your turbo shurikens or whatever the hell." Like the fact that he actually has all this stuff and it works is just because this movie is silly. But like
Yeah.
any real life kid, and Jamie really wants him to like kill the Dementor.
Yes.
Yeah,
like-
he's a bad guy.
Yeah.
It's like he gets on stage and completely loses focus that this is supposed to be a show, or does Jamie like in on like this guy? I don't trust this guy. He smells like a mailman.
No, Jamie's a kid. He doesn't understand what's happening. He thinks this is real, just like that cereal box he was having fun with. Like,
You're-
it's all the same.
You're having a lot of fun with that.
Jamie needs to be put down.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So Howard was confronted by the demon team, and Jamie kicked Sinbad in the nuts. Myron
Yeah,
in
that's
the
another
nuts.
thing. If that was an actor, that's
Ouch.
terrible.
Yeah. So you see Jamie running away, trying to chase, Myron trying to chase him. They went up on the roof of a building, and Myron did a reference to Vertigo. Have you seen Vertigo? They got up there. So Howard beat up the demon team. He went up there, and then I think Myron grabbed Jamie like on a what? Like a
They're climbing up the Christmas tree, like the
Yeah.
big metal rig that's up there. And meanwhile, everyone's like, go save him. And then they're going, fly,
well,
Triple Man, use your jetpack.
Except yeah. So the one news reporter who's not Martian Manhunter, she says
But he was.
exactly that in like the most one take voice of, fly, Turbo Man, use your jetpack.
She was in on it, man. She was feeling it.
She was more in on it than the cop who was like, "Oh, is that your son up there? Wow, he's great." She's like, "He's not part of the show."
Oh,
she
this
she did-
7-year-old child and this like 45-year-old man were both willing to die for this toy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to make the kid happy. I like it. Where am I? So Howard, he threw his boomerang at
No, you
What?
gotta fly
That's-
around with the jetpack.
Oh, you're right.
He's gotta say it's turbo time.
You're zipping back and forth like you used to watch movies in high school.
That's true.
Oh. Yeah, so he used his jetpack. He went, "It's turbo time," and he's going crazy because he don't know how to work the jetpack. You see him going crazy, and then he went back to the floor.
Like
It's a-
smashes
it's
through
a
somebody's
great-
house.
It's a great scene. You love to see the origin of a superhero getting to know their powers, like Iron Man testing all his armor. That's what
Yeah.
this scene is.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
It's also the one where if this wasn't a cartoon, he would have died because I'm pretty sure he goes like head first into a
He would have
brick
broke
wall.
his neck. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Howard got down to the streets and
Whoa.
It's like an audiobook.
Cut down to the streets.
they said, "Turbo Man, use your boomerang." No. Jamie says, "Use your boomerang."
Why do you keep going to the boomerang, dude? He catches him on the jetpack. Okay, he caught him, and then Myron falls.
Yeah. The way Jamie landed on Howard's arms, if you saw his neck, it doesn't look real.
You know, I think
It
about
probably
that.
wasn't.
I think about that anytime I watch the first Transformers movie, where they're falling and Optimus catches them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
under the
that's-
bridge, and he like
that's-
kicks him with his foot.
Yeah, that's not a soft landing, dude. That's not helping.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I killed him.
Definitely. Well, Myron fell down, gets cornered by the police, While Howard rescues Jamie, Howard reveals himself to
And then
this-
Howard throws his boomerang.
No, no.
The
Sorry.
Howard rang.
Oh. He confronts his family. He's like, Jamie's like,
How dare you?
No, it's time for him to fight Liz.
The real villain.
Jamie was saying like, man, I wish my dad was here to see all this. And Liz is like, yeah, dude, I don't know, man. And then Howard's like, dude, I'm sure he's like
Bro.
your all. He's like, dude,
He's taken aback that they haven't figured it out yet.
yeah, it's like, dude, man, I'm sure he's like all your favorite time. He's your all time favorite person. And he's like,
That's
how does he like? How do you know, Turbo Man? He's like, oh, you know why? Because it's me. He removes his helmet.
Because it was me, Austin.
You made that sound a lot scarier than it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. because it was me. And they're like, oh, Howard.
Howard.
Yeah, and then Ted, like, Porkins is talking to Ted, and he's like,
Poor kid.
he's like, Anakin's dad is Turbo Man. He's like, we gotta get the fuck
Let's
out of here.
get
I can't
outta here."
compete. He was running away like Team Rocket or something. Like he had to get out of here before
Yeah, you smell like barf.
he threw the boomerang at him.
So the officer who we always
What?
encountered,
Why did he smell like barf though?
eggnog, right?
He got covered in eggnog and he went, "Oh, this
But-
is gross." And he
but it
threw
was-
up on
And he
himself.
Oh, okay. Well, Abrar, have you ever drinking eggnog?
I have not.
Okay, it's not. It doesn't smell like barf. It's like a sweet, like thick. It's kind of like drinking cake batter a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Well, would it still smell good after sitting on a Ted in a hot car for like 15
hot
minutes or
car,
however
it's
long it?
Christmas. There's snow everywhere. They need chains on their tires.
Yeah.
I just want to say that Liz and Jamie not knowing that was Howard is just crazy to me.
That's true.
The
But
whole movie's crazy. The man flew around
it's
the
fine.
city. Like we
He
gotta.
flew on a ship, that's
here-
the shit.
here's what I'm saying, right? He specifies earlier that it's non-alcoholic
Yeah.
eggnog. So there's no alcohol in it, so it should just be eggnog. The only reason it would smell like something else is if he put something in there.
Uh-oh.
I think Turbo Man needs to show up on Ted's doorstep and fucking boomerang his ass.
I agree. Well, officer, the cop we always see, returned
Hummel.
the toy to Hummel. Thank you, Hummel.
Hamilton.
To Hamilton, Alexander
Hamilton
Hamilton.
Hummel.
returns the toy to Jamie while Myron is handcuffed. But Jamie decides to give the toy to Myron for his son, proclaiming his father is his true hero. I think this was a touching moment between Howard and Jamie. He's like, you know what? You're my Turbo Man. And Howard's like, oh, he gets blushed, And then everyone picks him up, and they're like, yeah, let's go, Turbo Man.
Yeah, I got a few things to say about this moment.
Yeah.
Number one, he's like, what do I need the doll for? I got the real Turbo Man at home.
Yeah.
He has to give that suit back.
He does have to give that to
He's not keeping
True.
that. And
Um,
then number two, this movie's been building to this moment, the reconciliation of Jamie and his father. They come together, and it's like, it's my dad. That's my dad. As he's being carried away by other people, leaving his son.
I mean,
and
it's a
Liz is
special moment.
like down, right? She's like, "That's my husband. That's him.
Yeah.
Howard.
Ooh, Howard. Oh,
I thought that was a great, ending for that, and Myron was like, he apologized to Howard and Jamie, like, dude, I'm sorry. Dude, I was trying to do this for my son, and I finally got the toy.
He's still going to jail, though,
yeah,
right?
he's still for sure going to jail. He
But
he assaulted a man
but he still got the toy,
and
right?
blew a cop up.
Almost killed a kid, bombed some cops.
Yeah, he's gonna be gone for a while.
That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah, probably should have just kept the toy, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
fuck that guy.
Well,
So
go ahead.
question though, real quick. So I'm obviously I'm still on Disney Plus here because we're wrapping up. We're at the finale here.
yeah.
This is very strange. So Daniel, did you watch this on Disney Plus?
I did, yeah.
Okay, so they've changed the ending of the film.
Oh, I've seen
Oh.
the wrong ending.
So with the ending of the film, they've now made an after credit scene. They've now moved the end of the film as if it's some sort of like ended teaser for a sequel that never came, because it's supposed to be him carried away, and then it cuts back to them at the house, having their Christmas festivities, and they're all great. And there's a final gag that Abrar will explain that they've now made into an after credit scene, and I'm baffled by this decision because I don't know who's
Well,
sticking around after the credits.
You know
was
That
what was
what's
the gag?
interesting?
I didn't even see it.
I'll field this. The gag is that they that
I'll say
Christmas
it.
has been saved. You son of a bitch.
Okay.
Christmas has been saved, and Howard
Yeah.
is getting into bed with Liz, and he's like, "All right, that's the movie. It's over." And then Liz says, "Yeah, can't wait to see what you got me." And then it does the same spotlight, like, "Oh fuck, I forgot."
Nah, that's not right. Actually, you kind of got it wrong.
All right, turn the
Get his
podcast
ass.
off.
Abrar, do you want to correct him?
In the post-credit scene, Howard finished decorating the Christmas tree later that night by putting the star on top. However, after kissing and hugging, Liz asks Howard what he got her for the Christmas gift, and he realizes with a shock and that he forgot her gift.
And it's
So
a
it's-
Sam Raimi style sort of like rush zoom in. It's him standing there, and the camera rushes at him like it's going to attack him, and he looks shocked and appalled.
And that's how you end Jingle All The Way, 1996. So after rewatching and watching and
wait.
rewatching,
I want to, because Anthony was saying it was moved. I watched this on Blu-ray, and that was also not at the end. It was moved to after the credits as well.
So it's like a sort of new gen sort of George Lucas edit that they made.
I
they
guess.
did, yeah.
Like,
That
if
is
they release the
strange.
film again, it's going to be different one more time.
The Wikipedia page also cites that as a post-credit scene.
Oh, so we got
weird.
that little. I guess Jingle All The Way did like a little MCU after credit type of thing then before the whole thing started, right?
So is Jingle All the Way 2 about Larry the Cable Guy getting a present for his wife?
That's
No
correct.
one cares.
No one
Okay.
cares about that movie. Larry Cable Guy, man, sorry. But yeah, this is the end of the movie. What do you guys? What's our thoughts on rewatching this movie again? Final thoughts.
I did not. I didn't rewatch it.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah, it's a fun movie. I do like the spirit of this movie. I think it's if you give this movie to a kid, you think they'll enjoy it or no?
Well, it depends. Do you give them the Blu-ray player too?
Wow.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, well then, yeah, they'll like it.
Do you give them the TV?
Uh,
No, I think yes. If you put this in front of a kid, I think they'd be like, "Wow, this is goofy and dumb, and this is fun, right?" I mean, God, like I've seen we put kids' cartoons on at work, not on the same TV that we're playing sports on, in the hey, kids, go over there so your parents can shop area. And
Does that mean
basically,
that the sports are like, hey, dads, go over there so your wife can shop?
honestly, yeah, it's above the bar, so
Okay.
they just go over there and get a beer.
I
and then
forgot y'all
sit
got a
down.
bar.
Yeah, it's a weird thing for a retail store to have. But yeah, it's the quality of like the things that they watch today are not any better than the stuff that we watched when we were kids. Like there's the Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends or whatever was what they were watching today, and it was like flash animated, like it was not good at all, right? So there's no 7-year-old's gonna be like, oh, that effect where he's flying on the jetpack looks really bad. They're just gonna be like, haha, booster, go boom boom or
I
whatever.
don't know. This movie may lack the lore and detail of Skibbity Toilet.
yeah.
I don't even know what that is, and I don't want to.
No, it's like
I don't even really know what it is.
it's a folk tale. But-
Wow, that's an interesting way to put it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Real quick. I would like
Yes.
to issue a sort of correction there. I guess as a kid, I just fast forwarded to those VHS credits because it is after credits on the original VHS. I found footage of someone filming their TV for it, and yeah, I guess I just sort of really wanted. I knew that happened, and I watched it every time because I remember that scene happening. But I don't know why I would have known that if it happened at the end of the credits. Because like I stuck around to the end of the credits.
Right.
So yeah, it was always an after credit scene, but I just remember it
Huh.
being the end of the film because I watched it every time.
So
So there you
Marvel
go.
was ripping off Jingle All the Way.
There
A
we
property
go.
now owned by the
Yeah.
WWE.
Confirmed.
There you go. There you go. Well, now they're in the same property, 20 Fox Century and Disney.
20. Yes.
Close enough.
20th Century Fox. There you go.
Well, no, because if WWE owns it, they don't own.
Do they own it though?
I don't know. That's what
I
you
don't
guys said
think-
earlier.
Well, they produced the sequel. I don't think that means they own it.
Oh,
They don't
okay.
own the first film.
No,
Well, but if they own the IP,
I don't-
maybe.
I don't
Well,
know.
the
Anthony-
super hot Jingle All The Way IP.
Anthony, you brought the DVD when we were in high school for our tax day or final
my gosh.
exam. Do you remember
You're
that?
right. Yeah. It was one of those things where it's like if someone brings a movie, we'll watch it. And I knew that you would want to watch it. So it was kind of just for you and me. I forgot that we subjugated a class to
Yeah.
Jingle All The Way
did.
just for
Eh.
our amusement. Wow. Thank you for reminding me of that. That was really nice.
That's the only thing I remember. Like remembering all the way. Like, oh yeah, we saw it in
From high
class.
school, that's the only thing.
Yeah, government class. And I remember I was not watching the film, but I was watching everyone's reaction, and they liked it. So it's a good Hallmark film.
That was a good
It's-
class.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun to watch. Really, my only biggest complaint with it is for a Christmas movie, I like there to be some heart to it, and I feel like the heart is kind of not missing, but like pretty weak in this. Like I would have liked to see Myron and his kid. I would have liked to have seen, you know, a little bit more a little bit more like reconciliation between the family other than just like, hey, we're cool, right? And then like I'm gonna go hang out with my new friends who are gonna hero worship me for a while.
I do
Like-
always think it's a little
Yeah.
odd that we never have confirmation that Sinbad's kid exists.
Right.
That's true.
Like we don't ever.
Well, I didn't see the extended cut. Does he exist in the extended cut?
No.
Oh, okay.
Nice,
The-
Dad.
The Snyder release
Oh.
of Jingle All the Way. 6
Well,
hours.
The
Arnold
Santa fight
is
is in slow motion.
oh. Arnold is doing a Twins sequel, so maybe he'll do a Jingle All the Way sequel.
They've been saying that for like 9 years,
There's already
Yeah.
a Jingle All The Way sequel.
plus 20 more years.
No, I mean like Arnold sequel, Jingle All the Way.
Would they call it 3?
No, let's just call it 2. It's like that
No,
Halloween
let's call it
verse.
Jingle All The Way. Yeah.
That's probably true, like a reboot.
Yeah. Well, that's my favorite movie, guys. I'm sure your all's favorite movie too. Daniel, you said that's your favorite film.
No.
This is your favorite. Oh, okay.
I
That's
sure,
fine.
I thought he did, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Sure. Okay.
Mhm.
I'll
Bet.
allow this shared delusion to
Favorite
exist.
favorite
That's fine.
movie, period, or Christmas movie?
Favorite
It's
No,
Christmas
favorite-
movie.
favorite
I mean,
movie.
neither, but okay.
Well, Skyler,
Yeah.
where can the audience find you, man?
On
At the North Pole.
on Twitter, twitter.com, x dot whatever, you can find me at Carl Azuz. That's CarlAzuz, at Carl Azuz, and you can send me any message you want, and I promise I won't block you.
Oh man. Well, A, B, C, Daniel. Where can they find you?
That was kind of clever.
Well, but you started with A and you didn't go to Anthony. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at Daniel J McGee or at my YouTube channel Daniel McGee. I just put out a video like 2 or 3 days ago talking about why I think the Game Awards is just a really awful format for both awards and showing off things. I
watched that video. I thought it was good.
Thank you.
Good
I
video.
didn't think it was a very well put together show. I think they had some high points, but most of the time it was just like, why are we doing this?
My favorite
Um,
part is when you said that Gonzo didn't have a game, and I thought
Gonzo
that
didn't
was
have a game. He's never.
that was a
Well,
good
he's had
comment.
games. Like I don't know why he's here. I'm fine. Like,
Well-
anyway, go by the channel if
Mm-hmm.
you like something. Subscribe, yada yada, etc. etc.
I like it. Well, A, B, C, D, Anthony. Where can they find you?
That doesn't work as well, but I
You
appreciate
should
the
have
effort.
started doing the alphabet backwards like the cop made him do, and then go
Oh,
back
okay.
to the A.
And then go all the way.
Yeah, start at Z.
Yeah, do it now.
Z, X, Y,
No, that's
U,
wrong.
V,
No,
W.
you skipped already.
You already
That's why
fucked
it's all
up.
Anthony.
You can find me at Anthony Lantern on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, pretty much everywhere. I joined Blue Sky recently. That was one of those things where I signed up for it like a year ago, and then they finally emailed me with an invite code. So I have that. What's my at? It's probably Anthony Lantern something. So check that out there. I do have a podcast called The Grud. We uploaded our last episode of the year pretty recently, where we talked about some movies. So if you'd like to hear me talk about films like Godzilla -1
Yes.
or Shin Kamen Rider or some other Japanese films, or if you'd like to hear my friend Kirk talk about Anatomy of a Fall, feel free to check it out wherever you can find your podcasts.
I like that. I did saw Anatomy of the Fall. It was all right. Of course, you can watch this podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts. Give us a like. Give us a comment. Give us a share. Follow us. That's all I want. That's all I ask for this Christmas holiday season. This is the probably the last episode or second last episode for this year.
No, I don't think so. You'll do football next week.
Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna do
That is
football,
true.
but yeah, this is basically like the last episode for like a rewatch
You
for
don't
this
know
year.
that for sure.
No, I don't, but I do expect.
Just calling him out constant.
I do want to say that thank you for listening. I right now it says I have like over 500 plays on this podcast, so congrats
Wow.
to us. It's pretty cool. And again, I just want to say happy holidays to everyone here. Happy holidays, Skyler. Happy holidays, Daniel.
Thank
Happy
you.
holidays, Anthony Lantern.
Thank you.
Happy holidays, Abrar.
Yeah, and again, guys, it's
Turbo time.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do it.
I did do it.
Oh, let's get out of here.
Bing bong. It's turbo time.